insurance, they collect the rarest stars. You know what he said.
It's rather abrupt, Chris. We're working on that. That's some excellent music for the intro, but it's an abrupt shift to our faces staring at the camera.
Yeah, it has that feeling, Jeff, of like you're in a crowded place and you're trying to talk really loud so your friends can hear you, and then the music stops and you're just screaming. Yeah.
Looks at you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Blabbing About Slabbing. Chris and I are together again. It's been a couple Thursdays since we've been on the same screen. We did have our emergency blabbing earlier this week when Juan Soto signed, which was pretty big news, I gotta say.
It was really big news. Jeff and I play a lot of softball together. That's how we met. We've been playing softball for like 14 years together. Side note, when we first met, we were probably like the two best players on the team. And for the next like 5-6 years, we were always one of or two of the best players on the team. And I think it's safe to say, Jeff, right now on our Wednesday team, we might be the two worst players on that team now. It's getting ugly out there. We are not as fast, as quick as we used to be. Well, but anyway.
I feel like Chris is selling himself a little bit short. He did have 3 hits in an inning last night, which doesn't happen very often. So,
yeah, I wasn't breaking the exit velocity records. But anyway, a gentleman we play softball with, Jeff, big Dodger fan, was trying to tell us that obviously the Mets signing of Soto was a massive overpay. No one's going to argue against that. But he's like, Soto's not even good. It was getting out of hand, you know.
Yeah. The topic of Soto being one of the best baseball players, a lot of people have some cognitive dissonance because they look at baseball as being more than one phase of the game, which I get. Yeah. But when you're so good at that one phase of the game, it makes up for a lot of other inadequacies, let's just say.
Paul Macheri, we're working on making that transition a little smoother, but that countdown was made for us by a fan of the show, and it looks incredible. We just have to figure out a way to let the music kind of keep going for a little bit, but we'll get
images in there. Yes. As you know, we do have occasional technical challenges. So the fact that everything has to be done manually while we're getting ready is a little bit of a challenge, but next week we'll try to have it.
Yeah, I mean, the simple fact, Jeff, that we can just do that countdown and not have to click the numbers manually is really quite...
Makes that 30 seconds go pretty nicely, I got to say.
That's the smoothest 30 seconds of the entire night by far.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're back for Thursday night. If you guys are like us, your Decembers are getting crazy with holiday stuff and family stuff, trip planning. I know Chris is planning a trip. We're trying to get stuff ready, school programs, kids sports. It's a very busy time. So thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you tuning in to listen to us blab about some cards. So we do have to talk about one thing we did recently, which we do about once a year, partake in the hobby in a certain way that we don't do as much as we used to. And that is opening packs, Chris.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's still fun, even though it leaves you with definitely a feeling of emptiness and wasted money.
Yeah.
You know, it's like taking someone out on a date and you realize like halfway through that it's not going anywhere, but you know, the dinner still isn't free. But before we get to our results, as it were, Jeff, can we do a couple quick Instagram shout outs? I think.
Yeah, that's great. Yep.
I always like to start on there. We got some pretty cool stuff this week.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it?
We got some cool. We got a first time, long time here, Jordan Ronshime. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and Doc's Cards. Yeah, we do need an intern. All right. I mean, I got my poor wife making thumbnails for us constantly, making graphics. Sometimes we have had some
monitoring in case any people come into the chat that are less than savory. Yeah, She's got a lot of hats. She wears a lot of hats.
Yep. I tell her anytime she wants to throw SFO Sox fan out of the chat, absolutely no problem with that. That's completely fine. Shelly the Turtle's been doing some free moderating for us over the last 12 months, which we really, really appreciate. the first couple of YouTube shows, Jeff, were a little dicey for us. We never really been blasted with trolls before, so that was kind of an odd feeling.
Yeah, we made the change. It was a successful change to, I believe, in somebody in the comments. It's been a while, but you can verify. I think you have to be a subscriber to comment. Before we did that, there was one time when we had like hundreds of people in here just spouting all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of brutal. All right, before we get to real quick, Brandon R. just as a quick question on Machado here while I'm pulling up my first Instagram account. What do we think of a Machado, Topps Chrome, Rookie Blue, and a PSA 10? I love a blue refractor. I think Jeff and I will tell you blues are, I think there might be the longest running Topps Chrome refractor color, I think. But
yeah, not always consistent numbering, of course.
No, definitely not consistent numbering, but really, really great looking cards. And we do like talking about Machado. In fact, I would say Machado is probably someone we might be looking at this offseason. Let's see if any of these exact cards you mentioned might have sold recently. I got to pull up Market Movers. And I see a bunch of autos. I assume we're not talking about the auto, though. All right, the last blue that I can see, Jeff, was last October, and it sold for $280. So I'm guessing you're probably going to be, I would say 350 and under, and you're probably doing okay on that card. You know, he had a pretty good season. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I would look for around $300. How's that sound, Jeff?
Hall of Fame trajectory. I don't think that's a bad place to be. Carddeal.com points out the orange unnumbered Manny rookie is beauty. Yeah, it's his Topps Chrome orange was unnumbered then, and it's a great color match. Yes,
that's a great color match. Yeah. I do see we are having some requests for no interns, and M. Parsons has a question about we don't have an HR department at this point, so
I believe M. Parsons is also the HR department.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, you can handle your own paperwork in terms of that. Yeah. Oh, actually, before we get to CT scanning, thank you, John. I did want to mention this. The New York Times actually had an article about CT scanning. So it is, if you thought that story was going away, it's not. It's only going to get bigger. Yeah, and I'm curious, Jeff, do we think Topps will say something about it when they release Dynasty this year? Or probably early next year?
Well, or hopefully have done something about it. We'll see. I know that a lot of CAT scan experts were giving suggestions on what could be done to sort of alleviate this issue in terms of packaging. John, thanks for mentioning that. I have not read the article yet. I saw it posted a bunch of places, so it is definitely hitting the mainstream. I wonder if the article talked about the products that it's kind of limited to. Some people were talking about the why aren't people scanning for the Paul Skeens card, which maybe they are, but the volume of Topps update boxes is huge, and the time it would take to get through those boxes versus Dynasty, which is pretty easy, it sounds like.
Yeah, even if you own your own, you have one of those mini, like a smaller CT scanner, there's so many boxes of update that were printed. It would take, we're talking about like days and weeks to get through it, like case after case after case. Like it's very much a needle in a haystack. And I'm not even sure. I haven't seen one. I don't know. I'm guessing that the redemptions are a little thicker, so maybe they would stand out. If there's a live one in there, it certainly would. The redemptions, I don't know.
Redemptions, yeah, it's kind of hard. And he thinks it's an easy fix, which he's mentioned before. So
yeah,
I would hope that Topps would have it something adjusted.
They could wrap every Dynasty. A Dynasty comes already in case. They can wrap every case in a little piece of tinfoil or something and call it a day.
Hey, I know we do have a lot of medical professionals in the chat and in the fandom. Abel's wondering if insurance covers the CAT scan for your boxes if you bring them in. Maybe you guys can help us with that. I'm guessing insurance probably does not. Blue Cross Blue Shield for your Dynasty. Brandon had a question, and Chris and I were, in fact, talking about something similar to this. We were just talking about doing a video of our top pickups. So, yeah, I think for the off season, we have to make a couple videos to keep us busy, and this sounds like a good idea, Brandon.
Yeah, I like that idea. It just seemed like, I don't know, like something about it's like a little bit braggy, but
yeah,
the tone could be weird. But we're going to do something very similar. We'll try to keep it full of self-deprecation as we go.
Yeah.
Carddeal.com says when a player is, do people bail when a player slumps? And yeah, I think it's a great time to buy a card, especially when someone's hurt. And if they're hurt for a short period of time like that, like Mookie getting his hand broken last year, nice little buying opportunity. First month of last year when Machado was still rehabbing his elbow, that would have been a great time to pick up some Machado on the cheap. So yes, I agree with that.
This is just so much easier said than done because it absolutely is right. And we've talked about this before, but it is also really hard to do when a player is not playing well, when they're hurt, versus when a player is doing well. It's hard to avoid that FOMO of buying a player when he's doing well. So yes, intuitively, that is the way to go.
But it's hard. Like Jeff said, you're definitely paddling upstream mentally when you're trying to do that stuff. Ryan, I think you're absolutely right. Older boxes of this stuff, you can't get involved with.
No, they've got to be, you got to assume they've been scanned. Card Deal.
Yep.
Boston Card Hunter has a lot of content on this. So there's, I'm not sure if it's video, but he's got a lot of.
He's got images. I think he has some short videos. Yeah. Check him out on Instagram, Boston Card Hunter, or check out his YouTube page. He definitely has footage of images from inside packs, and it's clear as day. I mean, not quite clear as day, but if you know what you're looking for, you can definitely see it. I did want to. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, so SFO Sox fan is mentioning the article, Times article, quoting Jeff Wilson saying, it doesn't affect a majority of boxes, but on higher cost boxes, people should be terrified. I would think that that's probably correct. I think the cost benefit isn't there for the vast majority of boxes. They're just, it's not worth it. It's not worth the time and the effort. And if you're sending it somewhere else, they charge quite a bit to do this. So it's not cost effective that way either. But
not that we've looked into this.
What?
Well, yeah, I said not that we have, not that we're hunting for the cheapest price. But yeah, I think what Jeff said, he got a lot of flack for that. But I think if you look at it from a purely statistical standpoint, he's right. Like most boxes, this is not going to affect your flagship Series 1 boxes, your retail blasters, all that stuff. It's not going to touch it. But high-end stuff like Dynasty and probably, I mean, is anything in Gilded worth scanning for? I don't know. But exactly what he said, high-cost boxes, older high-cost boxes with a small amount of cards in there, Jeff, he's right. People should be terrified. I think he is terrified. The article, I believe, mentioned that he had actually moved off some of his older wax that he had, especially the higher end stuff, because he no longer trusted it. Unfortunately, it's a sad situation.
Okay, John. Yeah,
he's in the article too.
Seems like he's got his finger on the pulse. He's the one that really brought it to the mainstream. He had a couple interviews with people that worked at CAT scan companies that were doing that. This is probably right. SFO Sox fan. Oh yeah. And that's a great idea. This is I'm glad he brought this up because I'm going to combine this with what Chris C is asking. Do we think Chrome Megas are worth a stash? Can't afford Sapphire nonsense. I would say no, that Chrome Megas are probably, I don't know. I'm going to say no. Jeff might say yes, but they're expensive. Big Five had them right near you, Jeff, for $54.99. And that's actually cheaper than they had been going for. They kind of got up to, I want to say $90, $100 on eBay. Oh, wow. I was thinking the update megas, like they just got some in is what they told me, but I would say that. The update megas. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. Oh no, not Chrome, the regular update megas, not Chrome update. Okay. So I'm talking about is that what he's asking about? Yeah. He's asking about Chrome megas. I'm assuming update, but it's expensive and it's just a lottery ticket. Do you get a nice Paul Skeens or an MLB debut patch? Because if you don't get either of those things, your odds of getting your money's worth. I know there's like base cards of Churio and Merrill and Holiday, but we already have base cards of Churio, Merrill, and Holiday. So it's going to be tough to get your $55 back. Yeah, I think an interesting consideration would be the regular update megas, because those are the ones I was talking about that kind of blew up because people are looking for the rookie debut patches. But I think, didn't Phil say it's 12 times less likely? It's either 10 or 12 times less likely to pull a rookie debut patch out of the megas than it is out of the hobby or the other SKUs. So even that's tough. Yeah, it's definitely unlikely. But then again, I'll play some devil's advocate here. That would be a sealed box from one of the most hyped and sort of like excitement-driven products we've seen in a long time.
The fact that these things are selling for $400 a hobby box on the secondary market is crazy. It's all Skeens and it's all these debut patches. Jeff, off the top of your head, if it's $400 right now, what's that box sell? What's a hobby box of Chrome Update selling for after the Skeens patch is pulled?
Wait, so not a regular update, not Chrome Update.
No, Chrome Update. Where the patches are. Chrome Update.
Oh, Chrome Update. Yeah. All right.
They're $400 right now. How much of that is the Skeens patch being out there? I'm seeing, by the way, I'm reading Blake's comment you put up there. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. $250 maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely going to drop, right?
Has it affected prices at all now that a couple of them have been pulled?
I think it's Skeens and Merrill are still out there. So I'll tell you, Bullpen LA hasn't dropped their prices. Or no, the one I went to, Cards LA, something like that. LA Card Stop, something like that.
All right. John Fry opened a mega today, got a Skeens update Ray Wave with a huge print line. Oh man, there are a lot of print lines on the stuff that Chris and I pulled out of our stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the update is rushed. It's one of those products that it's probably their shortest turnaround time, that they have to get this stuff. You know, I mean, Skeens debuted in May. So I mean the turnaround time's got to be quick compared to everything else.
All right. Yeah. I'm just thinking about so Chris, you were Chris C when he was asking about the update Chrome Megas. I was confused with what I was talking about.
Oh. That's okay. Listen, hey,
I don't know.
6:20. Just been drinking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Like Chris said, it is a sealed product of that, so
yes.
Maybe. But once those big cards get pulled, that sealed value will probably drop.
Yeah, I mean it's probably just a nice souvenir of a time when the went batshit crazy over an update set, more than anything else. And I would say comfortably, your odds of getting your $50 back in that box are pretty slim, aren't they, Jeff?
Well, we can find out firsthand.
Did we get $50 out of our $400 hobby box? I don't know. All right, speaking of boxes, Ryan Lane has a question here. I hate giving out financial advice, but I feel the sort of the panic in his voice here. I know this sensation. So Ryan's noticing Bowman Draft boxes are dropping, and they're dropping pretty fast. He bought a few boxes as a short-term flip, and he's not sure what to do.
That's tough. If Chris and I don't know a lot about this market because we've been Chris has no interest, and I've been priced out of opening Bowman Draft.
Oh, geez.
But our friend Phil, who is our Bowman Draft expert on spitballing cards, he bought some for speculation purposes and then immediately sold it. Chris, didn't he? Yes,
he bought some, I think, on one of the pre-sales, or maybe he bought a bunch on blowout, but he decided that he just moved it at a small loss. It's just he didn't think it was worth hanging on to.
He took the loss.
And I generally I'm going to go with what Phil does in this. The sealed wax market is not something I know about, and as Jeff said, Bowman Draft is a product I specifically avoid. So I would say if you see those box prices dropping, the only way they go up is if we hear something great about oh God,
Jack Caglione.
Yeah, we hear something great about him. So I don't know. I would say
how long
would really worried about it, and you could recoup 80% of your investment, maybe just dump it now and move on.
Yeah, the fact that it's still available, and I think John mentions this as well. It's still available, and I went on before it came out, Chris, when I was just trying to figure out what prices were. I went on the Dave and Adams site and looked at it, and I think pre-sale was like for I don't know, whatever they're calling the big one now. Is it a super jumbo, an extra stupendous large jumbo, whatever it was $1,000, and it so I looked at it, so I tapped on it, and then because of that I kept getting emails afterwards from, oh, did you leave something in your cart? Are you looking for this?
Right.
Since then I've gotten 3 separate emails, and I haven't opened them, but I've seen that the subject is that the price of an item you were looking at has went down, so even they're dropping their prices.
I mean, that's Yeah, I think John Fry hit the nail on the head that if the Jumbo Dumbo box, I mean, if it's still available on the Fnatic site, I think we can say that demand is definitely dipped on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I hate to tell people to give that kind of specific advice, but I would move on from the box, and I've done that before.
Shelly, we appreciate the sacrifice you're making for the good of the team. It is nice to have you back here.
Yeah, I have seen some people on the comments again, Jeff. I fall way behind on these comments a lot, but I was excited for the Red Sox. I think that's a good deal. I know they gave up a lot of minor league talent, but when you see what these pitchers are making on the free agent market, to have Garrett Crochet for 2 years, under 10 million each year, I think it's a great deal for them. But they should not be done. I've heard they're out on Burns, and that seems crazy to me. It looks like,
why are they out on Burns?
Their current payroll right now is about 140 some odd million. That puts them 98 million underneath the luxury tax. It's the Boston Red Sox. Their ownership group, I think, owns Liverpool. Is it Liverpool or Manchester United? I think it's Liverpool.
One of those giant teams.
Go spend some money. You're right there. The AL East is wide open. I'm sorry, Yankee fans. The AL East is wide open. I would love to see them really make a move. I want to see our boy Devers back in the playoffs. But I would guess right now that Tristan Casas is out the door. I know they've been talking to Seattle. That seems to be they're talking to Seattle about Seattle's pitching. It's probably going to take Casas to do it. So maybe they're going to trade Casas. They won't get Kirby. They probably wouldn't get Luis Castillo. Maybe they get like Brian Wu or one of those guys. They're next level down for Seattle.
If they would get Wu and he could stay healthy, man.
Yeah. And then maybe they go out and sign Goldschmidt for first base. I mean, there's a lot of moves here. I'd be so afraid to trade Casas and have him just absolutely blow up in Seattle and start averaging like 35, 40 home runs. But it's a risk. And who knows what these players are actually going to do.
Yes, we are both in California. As John says, we are still playing softball. Yeah, although last night was a little bit cool. I got to say, it was on the cooler side. It was sweatshirt weather. Yeah,
we started at 7:30 and it was nice. The game ended about 8:50 and I was very cold and grumpy. I get super grumpy when I'm cold now. So ever since we moved out here, which is now like 16 years ago, I don't like being cold. But anyway.
There was one more comment about draft before we go away. Card deal. I love the market is speaking up and not buying at $500 for jumbo and $1K for super jumbo draft. I like it too, and especially on a product like that gets broken a lot by breakers who are really propping up the market for it. At least I don't know. Somebody's not buying it in order for the price to go down.
Yeah, it is satisfying. We have talked about the only way these price spikes, it's like 15-20% and up per product. The only way it stops is when people stop buying. So to see that seeing that inventory sitting at Fanatics, you got to feel like, okay, we're making some progress here.
Yeah.
Oh, Willsy, you're damn right it did. Like I can't help it. If it dips below 50 and I'm walking the dog at night, I'm like, we're going faster. Let's go. Get me in the house.
John, I don't miss the snow. I don't miss carrying a shovel in my car. And Jeff and John are mentioning that it's not moving well in brakes either. Brakes are feeling slower. So maybe I don't know. They just have like Chris said, we've been saying that until something changes, they're just going to keep bumping up the price until something slows down. So maybe this is it.
Oh, I just saw a comment that went away. I forget who it was. Someone said Jeff is confused. We're so back. I've also, this is pure anecdotal. This is not scientific in any way, but I have now seen a lot of comments and talked to people who are messaging me and have asked me about it. But like, it does seem like there are a ton of base autos coming out of these hobby boxes for Bowman Draft, and just not a lot of color is what I've been hearing. Again, anecdotally.
Yeah, we've been hearing that a lot of the colors being thrown in the HTA boxes, which is another SKU that they have, right?
Yes. So again, it could be that it's all maybe the boxes sitting at Fanatics have all the golds, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy to see it's a product for me that always just seemed way overpriced. Because like you just don't know. You don't know who in there is going to be good yet. It's one of those things that you're going to spend $400 for the box and not know if you've won, for a couple of years. And I don't like that. I also don't like going through a box, and I've opened up a box of this with Jeff before, and I don't know anyone in there. Like, I don't recognize a single name.
Yeah, I used to be more in touch with the draft and prospecting, not so much.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't get into it.
Churio's been mentioned a couple times here. Yes, the Churio has been pulled, unfortunately not by me. And as far as being confused, another area when I'm confused, Chris, is the sheer volume of Topps Chrome products. And I'll mention this specifically because Chris responded to a comment on one of our videos when somebody was asking about what Jackson Churio auto will be the auto. And Chris, do you want to run off a list of all the Topps Chrome product autos that he has after you get another drink?
Yeah, let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. For Jackson Churio, one of the best rookies of the year. This is what we have. We have his Topps Chrome auto.
Sure.
Then we have his Topps Chrome update auto. Okay. Topps Chrome logo fractor auto. Topps Chrome cosmic auto. Topps Chrome sapphire auto. Topps Chrome sapphire update auto. That's already 6.
Yeah.
We are probably going to get Topps Chrome black at some point.
Yep.
We got Heritage High Number coming out with his red ink, and we'll have his Dynasty. So that is legitimately, that's 9 sets already, 6 of which are Topps Chrome, 7 of which are Topps Chrome related.
Seven are just Topps Chrome products.
Yeah. Yes, Shelly the Turtle, he does. He has autos in both. And he doesn't have no base cards in first Sapphire, so no parallels in Sapphire, but he has autos in both. And they're all on card, which is great. But it's just too much. Like, how do we figure out, Jeff? We talked about this with Michael Harris last year. I was trying to decide what parallel to buy. I did
gold,
this,
right?
The only Michael Harris card I bought was the Stadium Club auto. That cool image with him and Acuna in the outfield. If this is what oversaturation looks like, and to me, when I go through that list of Topps Chromes, there's 6 Topps Chrome sets out right now with Churio autos and Topps Chrome black on the way. It makes, in my opinion, the Heritage Red Ink and the Dynasty start to stand out more.
Yeah, right. Because even if you limit yourself to gold, which is, I think, what you did with the Michael Harris experiment. So you just gold to 50. Well, already he's got 6 or 7 of them, right?
And SFO Sox fan, thank you. I forgot Gilded. So make it 8. 8 Topps Chrome sets.
So you're looking at hundreds of golds to 50, and that's without counting any of the insert autos, which I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I can't get behind any of it.
John says Chrome Black was released before Churio, so there's 1 fewer.
Okay, all right, so we're back down to 7. Okay, thank you, John.
But yeah, Shelly, I'm with you here. So Chris is talking about waiting for the red ink. I'm also interested that this may make me venture into the Dynasty market, but apart from the autos, that's it for me. I'm looking at his SSPs. Yeah,
I think Shelly the Turtle, that's a great buy. The Gatorade Bath is a cool shot. We know Gatorade Baths have a little bit of history because of the Soto. So I like that card a lot. I like that. Jeff and I are still looking for, mostly Jeff, looking for like a clean Topps black at an update. But man, Teapot and I actually talked about this last week, Jeff. If you go through Topps blacks this year, that the gem rate is non-existent.
Yes, I heard you guys pulling up some of those numbers.
Yeah,
like a dozen graded, no gems. 15 graded, no gems. That's rough.
Yeah, it's cool actually. If you're a big grader, it's kind of fun. But it also means I think those cards, I mean, they're rare, and we know that the more boxes Topps prints, let's just generally speaking, the more boxes they print, which is going up, the less percentage gets opened. So I don't think if there's 74 Topps black Churios that they printed, do we really think more than 50 are actually going to get into someone's hands? Maybe 60 at that even seems.
And there was somebody on IG that had 5 of them, didn't he, Chris?
Yeah.
I can't remember what that account was.
Yes, some guy he said when they came up, he bought them. Like he didn't really think twice about it. And I love that strategy. I think that's great. If that's a player you believe in, if we did that with Acuna or Soto or Ohtani back in 2018,
just trying to corner the market on those black ones. Crawfish, thank you. I don't know what SPO is. Chris?
I'm sorry, what? I don't know what that is either. Spotify, maybe? I don't know.
Well, regardless, Crawfish.
Maybe he means spitballing.
Oh, fine. From spitballing? Yeah.
Oh, all right. I want to throw this out here.
There it is.
There we go.
Crawfish. I didn't see it coming. Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
Right. Yeah, crawfish. Just so you know, that's essentially every time I text Jeff, that's pretty much what it looks like. And poor Jeff has to try to discern what it is I'm attempting to say. He's pretty good at it. So when I get a response with just question marks, I know I have auto-corrected something horrific.
I should have known Spo was spitball and crawfish. Yeah.
That's better than most of the texts that I sent, Jeff. I also want to point out, Jared Seto here says that the on-card Churio and Stadium Club, that's another reason why Jeff and I love Stadium Club secondarily in the market. Boxes are brutal, but yeah, if you want an on-card Jackson Churio rookie auto, wait 6-7 months and buy that Stadium Club one for under $100. Yeah. And you'll be thrilled it's in your collection. I look at the Michael Harris one all the time that I have from last year. It's a great image. The Churio image is pretty cool. I think he's chasing like a pop-up.
Yeah, they always have good images, and it's on card. And like Chris said, they're going to be much cheaper than a lot of their Chrome counterparts.
Yes, absolutely random Stadium Club factoid from this year. I forget who it was. Someone in my Instagram was pointing this out to me. Jackson Merrill. So he has on-card autos in Stadium Club as well, Jeff. His base card and his auto are the same image, but his jersey number is different. So Topps like airbrushed and photoshopped his jersey number on one of those two cards. I should have had that prepped because I did want to mention it. If anyone wants to just take a look on eBay, you can see it's pretty funny. I don't understand why, but there it is.
Did they just do some crazy Photoshop with whose belly did they Photoshop? Was that Ortiz or
that was David Ortiz?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just the same image. Just
yep. Yeah, for Ortiz, yeah, they took his gray Mike Napoli shirt and they just made it white for the Chromes. I mean, we'll never get an explanation as to why they would do something like that.
Yeah.
But maybe someone was saying it was like Bordeaux Zempic.
Yeah.
Our good buddy SFO Sox fan actually posted that. Let me throw that up here real quick. If I can find which one of these do I want? No, yes, that one. So here's the David Ortiz.
Yeah.
There's no real explanation here. It looks like the shirt on the left's a little less wrinkly. I don't know.
He looks a little trimmer in the gold.
Oh, yeah. Right. I'm curious here. Again, guys, I'm a little behind in the comments. I'm sorry. Sandra says she opened up a box yesterday and they were nice. Are we talking about Stadium Club? It must be, right?
While we're talking about the Churio numbers, I do have to give a shout out again to my in-laws who got me this sweet Churio jersey.
Absolutely. Hold on.
So he is number 11 now. He's nice.
As a Brewer fan, it's nice that you have a superstar and you know he's going to be there for 7 more years. And I feel like that's just not something that you guys get to experience.
No, well, we thought we had it with Yelich because he signed into that gigantic deal, and ever since that deal, his back problems have made him an issue.
Yeah, I mean it's right and wrong. Yes, he is there, but he isn't there the way you want him to be.
Right.
All right. Someone asked me to share the Michael Harris card. This is what it looks like. I just pulled one up on eBay. That's his Stadium Club rookie auto, and it's just a really cool shot of him and Acuna and Guillermo Heredia. You might recognize him. Remember him from the Swords, but just a really cool. I like this. I think it's his best rookie image. This one and the headband gold mirror, I think, are my two favorite Michael Harris cards. But that's just really cool.
Not where he was diving and missing a ball.
No. Y tops Y, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we are behind. Hold on, what time is it here? It's 6:36. Let me real quick. M. Parsons, if you're still with us. A, I'm sorry. B, thank you. Can you throw that link that I sent you in the chat a couple times? And we'll try to get some people signed up for trivia. And while we're doing that, Jeff, I want to talk about Instagram for a minute. We have some people showed some really incredible cards.
Get to it.
And I like talking about them. Give me a second here. Oh, wow. Oh, God, I've missed so many comments here. All right, well, whatever. Jeff, you can pick those up. All right, we're going to start with a quick celebratory shout out to our good buddy Short Print a Day, who, if you did not see this on Instagram, he posted, there it is, that the Shohei Ohtani autograph that his wife pulled out of a hobby box that his best friend in the world got him for his wedding, double gemmed. So we got the 10 and the 10 auto. Very cool.
Congratulations. That was especially nice this week, given the news that
Right.
Juan Soto left the Bronx and is heading across town, which our friend Short Printed Day was taking a little hard.
For sure. And totally understandably. And by the way, if anyone has a wedding coming up, bring a hobby box. Give it to the bride and groom. Maybe not a $400 Chrome update or a $1,000 Bowman Draft Super Jumbo, but like, bring a nice hobby box. It's a great little distraction, a nice 10-minute break from the stress of wedding activities.
Yeah, I think you've started a good tradition.
I hope so. I hope so, because this was really fun. Just
Makes
don't
me want
expect
to
to
get married
pull up.
again. Just think of box. Hi, Jim Marble. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Unfortunately, we didn't pull anything when we were pulling cards for our PSA submission, but that will come in handy because I'm sure we'll have it one at some point.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right. So next up, I want to go to Kenny's Cards 6 on Instagram. Posted what I think, and Jeff, you disagree if you want to. I think this is Shohei Ohtani's best non-auto card.
Agreed. I mean, some people say the Independence Day from the same set might be up there, but I love the black parallels and specifically the way he stands out with his white uniform on the black.
Yes. The Independence Day in 2018, they do look great, but the black has geez, wow, a lot of Maker's Mark tonight. The black has a longer history. So there's some legacy, if you will. I'm going to use that word, not the right one, but I'm going to use it. And this, like Jeff said, just looks awesome. The black with the white jersey, and the grades on these are impossible because we love how it's like full bleed black, but that also means all those edges and corners, Jeff, and sitting in a pack, going to get brutalized. So this is a pure gem, a BGS pure gem that Kenny has here.
I haven't asked Kenny, is there thoughts of trying to cross it over?
I asked him this, and he said no. He is
Has
very
done
happy.
A close examination of it.
He just said he was very, very happy with how it looked in this. And I think he said he may have mentioned some like tiny bit of whiting under harsh magnification, but
yeah,
I think it looks great as it is. I believe he said it's a
great
pop 5.
We got a not sure.
And Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say this is a pop 5 or a pop 2? I have 3 numbers in my head, 5, 2, and 7. And I don't remember what they were. So
low pop, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a super, super low pop. Yeah, he was mentioning there's some stuff in the slab, some dog hair or cat hair.
All right, you got a yep. So one of those numbers was right, Chris.
One of those numbers. So, I mean, it's something like 7, maybe total graded at BGS, and maybe 2 pure gems and 5 min gems, something like that. But this is just a badass show. Oh, there we go. Thank you. There we go. Oh, and Kenny was also telling me, Jeff, that when you search a certain number on BGS, they'll tell you when it was graded.
Love that. I had forgotten about that. I do remember hearing that before. I love that. Yeah. Instead of trying to decipher by the list of numbers,
right?
Approximately when.
Yes, which is tough for Jeff and I because at our age, it's hard to see those small numbers on the slab. But this is an incredible card. Congratulations, Kenny. This is a great pickup. And I would just lock this, maybe get it reslabbed if you want, then just lock it away. Check on it every couple of weeks or every couple of years, maybe.
Just check it out. Matt made a comment quickly what we were talking about before. He's saying Heritage real ones, especially the red ink probably, and Topps Dynasty is the future. For autos, I think I think those are going to be the rookie autos, and first Bowman is going to stand out.
I think so too. The Topps Chrome brand is just getting bastardized, and there's just too much of it. It's cool, don't get me wrong, and I think I would take. I'm a little bit biased here, but I would take like a nice, if you can find like just a Topps Chrome Gold or a Topps Chrome Red, the originals. I'm cool with those, but I'm not paying up for any Topps Chrome autos these days because half the time I can't. If it's not the original Topps Chrome, Jeff, I can't even tell. I can't tell what I'm looking at. All the gilded cards look the same to me.
No, it's yeah. And now there is even other colors that are looking like that. Yellows are looking like golds,
right?
Golden waves, gold waves, gold rays. Eloy, thank you. Thanks for tuning in live. We enjoy having people here live because you can ask us questions and correct us when we make mistakes, which happens.
I think what you mean is you can correct me when I make mistakes, Jeff.
No, I made a couple already tonight. But Wills wants to know when your birthday is. This is a timely post. He's going to send you a pack of playing cards with the large lettering, etc. I believe it's a comment on your age.
Fantastic, buddy. My birthday is a week from today. And in fact, next Thursday, I will be in Seattle and we will try to squeeze in a short blabbing if we can. We will see. I just want to, Sandra, whose last name I'm not sure I can say out loud, asked a quick question. And I'm not going to repeat the question because I think we've talked about him way too much. I'm just going to say the answer is no. And if you saw her comment, you'll know what I was getting to. Okay. I see someone mentioning Devers. All right, Jeff, I'm going to get the next card if you want to hit the comments real quick. Okay.
Yeah, Devers green 2018 auto looks awesome for Paul.
Yeah.
And Devers it got in my mind that he was going to have a little help in that lineup. For a little while, I bought into that the rumor that Soto might go there, and I was pretty excited for our guy Rafi.
Yeah, I still think he's going to get some help, even if they trade Casas. I think he's going to get some help. I don't know what it's going to be. I know he and Teoscar have a close relationship. I think Paul Goldschmidt, if they trade Casas, I think Goldschmidt would be an incredible signing for Boston.
I know you've still been on the Trout train, getting Trout in the Fenway,
and I'm telling you, I want to hear the conversation. I want the Red Sox to call up and say, you take Yoshida, who isn't that much money, and they'll take Trout back. And I'm curious how that conversation would go.
Yeah, agreed.
But anyway, all right, next up, we're talking about some monster cards that I saw this week. And this is another absolutely incredible in the best non-auto card category. This one came from the Keithy4999 on Instagram. And it's a Pujols card.
Yeah.
And it's a special Pujols card.
Look at that.
So this was from the initial 2001 Topps Chrome set. This was a late edition. And so it's technically a Topps Chrome card, but if you look close, you can see it's not chromium. It does not have the chromium finish. I don't think they had time to seal it, if you will.
Yeah, it's almost like a rainbow foil type finish, right, Chris?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But listen, Pujols, we forget. We in the card community have a very short memory. Mm-hmm. We could mention Miguel Cabrera and people be like, yeah, he was pretty good. But Miguel Cabrera is like one of the 10 best right-handed hitters of all time. Pujols is probably one of the 5 best right-handed hitters of all time. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, the last 8 years of his contract were a nightmare for everyone involved. This is an amazing card. If you're in the market for a Pujols, the Bowman Chrome Auto changed the hobby for sure, but this is right behind it, I think. This is a really, really cool card. So Keithy 4999, amazing card. Congratulations.
Huge card. Yes, Shelly, it will be Sleepless in Seattle starring Chris. Chris and I will be on the phone.
At least twice a day.
Yeah. The retrofractors that got the gold treatment, yeah, they definitely stand out. And like Chris said, this is from the original set. The green version is from the update. Is that right, Chris?
That's correct. Yes, the green one is from update.
Hey, our resident Red Sox fan. We were just talking about you earlier, Filmington. More moves to come, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Crochet's number 2 guy would be sweet in the 76 innings he'll average. Yeah, this year he threw a lot more innings than he's used to, but
yeah. And he did okay. He did okay. So hopefully they'll just bump that up a little bit incrementally. He can probably get to like 185 next year.
He was 185. How many strikeouts is going to have, Chris?
If he pitches 185 innings, 300. I mean, he's nasty. But yeah, Christie is right. That's twice as many as Glass now.
Question. Yes, Lucky Peter, we do still have our Ohtani black card. It's one of our prized possessions. Unfortunately, we don't keep it at home. We keep it in the bank. So can't look at it as frequently as Chris recommended that Kenny check his out.
Right. But that's what Instagram is for. That's what photos are for. Yep. You got to keep your stuff safe. I mean, unfortunately, this is just cardboard. As much as we love it, and I mean love it, Jeff.
We do.
It's fragile.
It's very fragile. Yeah, you don't want to melt in the plastic. John is right. Please hit those likes. It helps us reach more people. Please hit the likes and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell too, and you'll be notified anytime we have an emergency blabbing session like we had this week with Soto. We just had to get on here and talk about his cards, and we had a couple people join us, which was fun. Yeah.
Okay, we got some people joining for trivia. I saw Shelly the Turtle put the link in there. Please click that at your leisure. We'll start that in about, 20, 25 minutes or so.
Yes, John, don't worry. Nobody's going to steal your social security number if you click on that link. It's safe. People have survived the trivia before. Trivia is a lot of fun, so definitely get in there. We just need your American Express number and that 4-digit code on the front. That's it. We don't go for your social security number. We don't need that part. Crawfish, this seems like a question for our holiday loving friend, Scotty B. He's the Halloween fan. Curious your thoughts on the holiday parallels, the black cat foil, 4 out of 10 for Jackson Merrill. I don't know too much about how all these holiday parallels are doing, so can't provide much on that.
Actually, when I first saw that, Jeff, I read it with 2 L's. So I wasn't sure he meant which
I did
capital
too.
holiday, lowercase holiday.
I did too, and then it got to Jackson Merrill. Yeah.
Those will almost certainly have like a niche following or a niche following. There will be small pockets of the hobby that absolutely love those. But
and they threw something else in Bowman Draft, Chris or Phil, if you're still here. Isn't it like the cotton candy peanuts?
Yeah, there's like a bonus pack that's in like 1 out of every 50 boxes. And there's like peanuts and like some other stuff. I would not buy those cards in the secondary market.
No, but if you got it in your box, I'd just sell them immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Plumber, it makes a good comment, and Chris and I are of a belief in this too. If it's something that you don't really like, that you're not sure about long term, but if it has some sort of rarity, sell it, get what you can for it, and then buy something else that you do like of the player.
Yes. So I want to just there was a picture that one of our viewers posted. This was 2 weeks ago, and I meant to share it, but I wasn't here. But I really wanted to hear Jeff's take on these 2 cards. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they mean. But this post comes from Will Z Sports Cards, who I think is still with us.
He's good. He can introduce it.
And he's got a couple of Giannis cards here, Jeff.
Oh my gosh, yes. I know.
I'm not a basketball guy. I don't know what these are. But the one on the left, appears to be gold, and my general understanding, gold is good. But Jeff, tell me about these 2 cards.
Yeah, if Wills is still here. What's up, Andrew P? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I saw these. I almost fell out of my chair. I'm a huge Giannis fan. I'm a huge Milwaukee Bucks fan. I don't collect basketball cards except Giannis cards. And for a while, my goal was to go on an entire Prism run of his rookie cards, like these 2 are. And I've got quite a few of them, of the non-autos. But yeah, these are magnificent. That's pretty cool that he's got that. I think, now I know traditionally for Prism, gold is out of 10. I don't even know what the gold autos, if those are out of 10 or not. You see him so infrequently. Does he say it in there?
I don't think Will Z isn't a big caption guy. So yeah, I don't see a ton of extra information in there, but he is with us.
Fire out there and leaves. Will's, they're probably out of 10, I'm guessing. But man, that's gold is 10 and silver's out of 25. Yeah, woo! So those are 2 incredible cards, man.
Yeah, I check his sometimes, like the accounts I like don't always show up on my feed. So I tend to, like, on Thursday morning, I will go look, like, 15, 20 accounts that I know off the top of my head. I check them out. And I hadn't seen these before. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if Jeff saw these. And by the way, Will, I appreciate that we are orienting the photos. Yes. So they're right side up here.
North and south.
Yes. My neck appreciates it.
Yeah, his stuff has gotten really expensive. I did pick up one this year, which was one of my favorite pickups. Ooh. An actual a rookie auto, which I'll show maybe if we're gonna do our pickups. Nice. But yeah, I love the Prism design that year. And he's just, if anybody is a fan, and Chris, I know you're not a huge fan, but you've seen him. He's about twice the size that he is in this photo. He weighs like 180 pounds there.
Yeah, I don't know anything about. I mean, I know what Jeff sort of tells at me that I don't really retain a lot, but I have seen tons of videos of Giannis with like kids in the Milwaukee community, and it's spectacular. So
he's great in the community.
Yes.
He's absolutely great in the community. He went through the drive-through and got a 50 piece after he scored 50 in the finals and put it on his IG.
Nice.
Jeff, you just sold some PSA 10s. To be honest, I'm also selling some of my Giannis because I want to get to a bigger card as well. I'd be interested to hear what larger Giannis card you got to.
Buchenhagen. You gotta keep Jeff abreast of what you consolidated into. He would love to hear it. By the way, speaking of Jeff, quick little shout out here. Want to make sure you saw that from Hoops and Homers.
Hey, thanks, Hoops and Homers. I got to be on NCIS Origins last week's episode. If you haven't watched it, it's a great show. Check it out, and I'll be back.
I did want to also, I saw this from Kevin Blackhurst. The Heritage High Series, he's here in that January's the release, the Skeens Black Refractor. He's already calling some dibs. If you don't follow this guy, it's BlueHen2121 on Instagram. He is a big Pirate super collector. And while I'm sure he's excited at how great Skeens is doing and how great Skeens looks, it's a dent in the wallet, I'm sure, to keep he's got like every red ink of every Pirate player, all the Heritage Black refractors. So, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, Jeff.
It is. It is.
All right.
January sounds right.
Yeah, probably.
For high.
All right. We're going to blow through a couple of Instagram shout outs real quick here. I know BFG might still be with us. He was before. We were talking about non-auto rookies.
Yeah.
And in his caption here, he just talked about how, being a kid from the 80s, how important this card was. And it's really hard to put into words how big this card was in like the mid to late especially 1980s.
Yes. While we're talking about that,
Yep.
I'm going to throw a comment from Matt up at the bottom as well. It was such a big card that I only saw it encased in really thick plastic.
Yeah.
At the card store. It was a card I always wanted, never could have. It was huge.
Yeah, this 84 Donruss was a set that like we knew existed. We saw pictures of this card in Beckett, but like my local shops never had this card.
Yeah,
when
I had
went
one
to the show,
shop had one,
yeah,
but it was way off center, and it was through 3 inches of plastic. But you could never buy 84 Donruss packs. It was never out. It was never around.
It's weird to explain to like a 25-year-old or even a 30-year-old now that there was no internet then. You could only buy the cards you physically saw with your own two eyes or held in your hand. And it was crazy. Like I would go to baseball card shows like with my dad at like local high schools, in gymnasiums and stuff.
Yeah.
There were like 30
places.
Yeah. There'd be 30 dealers and you'd be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever.
And you could not see across the room because the cloud of smoke was so thick as you were in there.
Smoke and body odor just filling every orifice. But this card was like a legend. I remember in that baseball card club that I've talked about before when I was in 5th grade, the history teacher that was the chaperone of the club, he had one and he would bring it in like once a month. And I remember that day being like, we would meet like every Wednesday, and like that 4th Wednesday when he'd bring it, it was like SSP Thursday, Jeff. We're like, oh, we get to see the Mattingly today. And he would like, we couldn't hold it, but he would like, have it in his like big plastic thing. And he would hold, we could all look at it, take turns, form a line. But I mean, this card it's hard. Again, it's really hard to explain how big this card was at a time when you couldn't just go on eBay and buy whatever you wanted.
Yeah, it's also hard to explain to people who collect now that this was the only card. You got it in a pack. There weren't any parallels. There wasn't anything that was a different color, a different color border, or an autograph version. It was just this. It was it. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just a really cool card. I get excited whenever I see a PSA 10 or even a high grade SGC. When you see a well-centered 84 Donruss Mattingly, it stops us in our tracks. We've seen like 1 or 2 at Burbank shows. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And
just the nostalgia that little wave of the Yankees brings back, the design on that card.
Yeah. And Chris C, yes, I distinctly remember one of my card shops had that rated rookie Canseco and in the same sort of like gas station bathroom keychain size loose end holder. Yeah. And it was like $150 and people were just like, oh, that's the Canseco. And it's just so weird to think back at a time when that card was really rare, when you can go on eBay right now and there's probably 400 for sale. It's
for a few dollars. So that's cool that BFG picked it up. Someday I think I'm going to have to pick one of those up too.
Yeah, I have one of these Mattinglys and it's not centered, but I still look at it all the time. I have the 84 Donruss set like in a binder. My wife got it for me for my birthday, like, I don't know, 7 years ago. And I flip through that binder all the time.
Yeah, and Jay Marble says he's got the complete set, still sealed. Congrats that you kept it sealed. I know Chris popped his open, put it in a binder, which is really cool to look at.
Yes. Yeah, Jeff and I did that with an 85 Donruss set too. That was fun to open. And that cellophane just destroyed like so many corners. But the set was really fun to go through. And there was like Pete Rose was in there and the Tom Seaver corrected version, I think, was in there. And yes, 84 Fleer is more rare.
Yes.
But there's no Mattingly in there, sadly.
Before we leave what you were talking about with Wills, all these comments about Giannis, I love watching him play. He does play hard. He's great for the city. He's great for the sport. He's not leaving the Bucks. No, the Bucks were 2-8 to start the season, so the rumor mill got going. But no, they're doing really well, and he's not he's not leaving. His original auto is awesome, and Chris and I have talked about this. You saw those Prism. He has very few on-card rookie autos. Even his Prism ones that Wills has, those are sticker autos. He's got a few on-card, but he's got a really long auto. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a long name, and it's gotten much shorter in the years since, but his 2013s are great.
I wanted to just ask Cardaholic here if you've ever seen the Topps Nestle Don Mattingly. I remember rumors of that. Again, I only saw it in Beckett. I think I didn't see my first one till like 2003, like 20 years after it came out. But there's a Tiffany too. He's got some fun stuff. If you're a
and here's a guy that's well collected that isn't a Hall of Famer.
That's right. Yeah, still one of the most expensive cards of the 80s. He and Barry Bonds, probably Shelly the Turtle. You're damn right. Yeah, some things never change.
We're still when the clientele doesn't change, Jeff.
Yeah,
and any one of those shows could have a deodorant sponsor. Hand out those little travel sizes at the front, and
yeah, I mean, honestly, what we really need is a couple of those people that work at Macy's. That are always like squirting the cologne around. We need them right at the entrance.
Samples.
Right at the entrance.
You got to go get a spray down. Mad City Mecca was awesome. The Bucks were great throughout the 80s. It was too bad they ran into the buzzsaw of the Celtics and the 76ers, or they could have got themselves at least a couple chances to face the Lakers, if not titles. Then they went through a pretty bleak period before the early 2000s and now with Giannis. But yeah, go Bucks. Filmington. Filmington said Orifice Talk got this up to 158 concurrent viewers.
Oh, we haven't even gotten into glutes yet, Jeff.
No glutes. Yeah, Phil, I thought you'd be here talking about Mattingly's glutes.
By the way, for sure, Shelly the Turtle. I wasn't at the National, but everywhere I go, I am always covered in dog hair. Always.
Could have been.
It doesn't matter what I do. I have dog hair on me. Sometimes it's my dog. Sometimes it's other dogs.
So Will
said, great. Sorry.
Nicely centered P. Oh,
nice.
OD. You got to post that.
Yeah. I'm just throwing there's a lot of talk about what hair may have been on that person that Shelly the Turtle was near. So I posted the link is up there. Please click it. Hop in for trivia. Make sure you're registered in there. We'll go in about 10 minutes. I still have a few more cards to get
while you're getting there. Will's still has 84 Donruss set. Only set from the 80s I kept. That's awesome. Right here, I have a binder on the floor of an 87 top set I brought home. But somebody was asking in the comments what to do with all those old cards. And I know Chris had to face that tough decision when he was back home cleaning out at his folks. I've had to make that tough decision too. What did you decide to do, Chris, with all the old junk?
Let me see. There was a lot. I think I had the binder of 88 Donruss was particularly painful when you just realize that whatever metal may exist in those three circles is worth more than all of the cards. I went to a friend of our family was taking stuff to like a shelter for victims of domestic violence. So he said they were taking like any type of donations, anything that would like toys for kids or would keep kids occupied. And I was just like, I have binders of cards. Would they want to go through those? And they said, yes, we'll take it. So most of that junk era wax went to a Massachusetts shelter like that. I've taken boxes of commons and stuff that we have ripped that aren't worth anything and left them at our local libraries in like the children's book section. And I imagine, a couple kids get a few moments of enjoyment. It's probably not dissimilar to the amount that Jeff and I got from it.
Right. And inevitably, they'll probably end up in a landfill, but at least more people can see them. I did something similar when I went home and tried to clear out from my parents' basement, all that stuff. I had a bunch of binders, and we took them to a place that is kind of like a thrift shop that does that anything they collect that's donated to them, anything they get that they sell for whatever they can raise, they donate. So it was like an honor flight place, which gets people's flights to Washington, D.C., see the Veterans Wall. So even if they get a pile of stuff, pallets of stuff, people go in there and buy it for $50, $100, just something to look through. So at least it goes to something like that. I can't really recommend holding on to them in hopes of value going up. Just try to find something like that.
But I did see some people in the comments, like to summarize, a few people said the same thing. The carddeal.com says, keep them, enjoy the memories. And
And some we do. Absolutely.
I did. I kept a good amount, but my parents lived at that time. They lived in Massachusetts, and I'm in Southern California. And the cost of shipping stuff across the country, like you have to just be realistic about it. It wasn't, a bunch of binders of 86, 87, 88 tops was going to cost me like $150 to get across the country. And they're worth about 8 cents. So I just couldn't do it. At some point, you have to kind of pick which ones you want to keep. I hate to say the consolidate, Jeff, because there's very little worth consolidating, but I did keep a bunch of the Hall of Famers and the star cards, and a lot of that went right into the table that I am currently sitting at right now.
Yes, repurposing, I think they call that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, John, congratulations. The Yount SSPC rookie is an awesome card. The fact that you almost gemmed a card that you had raw that's like almost 50 years old is incredible. So congrats on the 9. I love that card. Yeah.
That's a cool little set. That's a set that has the Nolan Ryan, where Nolan is spelled with a D, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Forgot about Nolan.
Yeah. Cardaholic. Yeah, that Nestle card. When I first found out Tiffany sets existed, this was like late 90s. I was like, what is that? I never saw those boxes. My card shops never had them. Unfortunately, I wish. And I've seen great stories, Jeff, about people going to thrift shops and finding like, a sealed Tiffany set for sale. And I check. If I drive by a thrift shop and I have time, I go in and check. We used to go to yard sales, you and I, looking for stuff like that.
Yep.
But
you always
and Crixie, by the way, I never pulled that 88 Donruss Jeffries, and I would estimate I opened over 100 packs of that 88 Donruss crap. They used to sell it at the car wash that my dad went
packs. That's nothing, Chris. Didn't you?
I know. It's
50 cents. You put a binder together. How could you not have pulled that?
I had like 7 strawberries, a whole bunch of Gary Carters, a lot of Dwight Goodens, but I never pulled that Jeffries.
Yeah, Jeffries for a time. Chris C has his Upper Deck Griffey bought with his money mowing lawns. Awesome. I still have an Upper Deck Griffey from there. Yeah, Matt. So let us know what you end up deciding to do. It is a breakup is a good way of putting it. It's kind of all those hours you spent as a kid and all that emotion you put into those cards and that collection. It's tough to part with. So good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is a pull to it. I mean, we spent some formative years. My dad still talks about going to all those card shows and how we just, you end up you're bonding over these little pieces of cardboard, which is silly but fantastic. Yeah. 100 packs, that's it. I remember one thing I would like to get at some point, Jeff, is that big Dale Murphy stand-up from 88 Donruss. I feel like that I should be able to find that.
I see a Murphy in the background here of this picture you have up.
I see that from SFO Sox fan. Yeah, I think he's got that. Looks like a wax box of 88 Donruss. I got to find the life-size Murphy stand-up.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. Yeah.
All right, one more card I just want to share real quick, and then we'll get into trivia. And
88 race rookies, great. Yeah, there's rated rookies. There's cards that people never give up. All my Tom Gordons.
Oh, the 89 Donruss Tom Gordon. It's got to be the single most printed card of our lifetime.
Of all time. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, look at this red ink.
Yeah, so this comes from Matty H Cards. I just wanted to Lindor has been in the news lately with the Soto signing. And for me, I'm curious what you guys think in the comments, but his Topps Chrome rookie auto was late getting signed. So it was actually inserted into 2016 Topps Chrome, despite it being a 2015 card. So that sort of makes me question it. I don't know. I'm less interested in it. But this red ink with where he puts his signature right on the white jersey, it looks awesome.
Exactly what Shelly's saying.
Yep.
It really pops on there. And if there's anybody that's going to be a beneficiary of the Soto signing, I feel like Lindor is right up there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about a guy that has an easy top 5 Mets moment of all time.
Yes, his offseason, or his postseason, sorry, was pretty impressive.
Yes, that grand slam off the Phillies will live in Mets lore forever, as sure as it will live in Philly nightmares forever.
Yeah.
And the way he just kind of hit the ball, dropped his bat, put his head down, and went around the bases it was a phenomenal moment. He was just too cool to make a big deal out of it. And he had a great season. And physically he wasn't even 100%, Jeff. But
no,
he's An incredible player.
Second in the MVP. He's got a lot of top MVP finishes.
Yes.
I don't know, Shelly. Overshadowed. I feel like he hasn't really gotten a lot of attention at all. So for him, I feel like it'd be tough to be overshadowed. And as far as Ohtani, Mookie, we've also talked about Freeman in that case. I don't know. I think Mookie has gotten pretty good attention. If it hadn't been for that injury, he would have been right there all year.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I made this analogy last time, but it seems like a rising tide lifts all boats, right, Chris?
Yes. Incoming maritime analogy. Here we go. Yeah, I kind of agree. Not with the nautical theme, but with what Jeff is saying. I agree. I think Ohtani lifted up Betts and Freeman. He got them more publicity. I mean, Freeman did a lot of work himself. He has a moment we're going to see forever. As long as there's television and as long as baseball is being played, we're going to see highlights of that Freddie Freeman grand slam. But yeah, I think Ohtani just lifted up Betts and Freeman. I don't think he overshadowed them. I really don't think he did. I don't think it hurt their markets. I think it helped them. And I could see Lindor and Soto both think they're starting a dynasty in New York.
And I think they're going to bring people there.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I think I think Soto loves the idea of the Mets overtaking the Yankees in the city. It's going to be a battle.
No doubt this is true. They, I mean, you play poorly, you're going to get roasted. I mean, if Soto gets off to a rough start like he has historically, except for 2024, he'll get roasted. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure he'll have bad stretches.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I think it's gonna. I mean, again, that money doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter to Steve Cohen. So, I mean, yeah, it's an overpay, but it doesn't matter. And the Mets aren't done either. I'm worried as a Braves fan. I don't like this. I hated David Stearns going there. I hated them having someone smart running that team. Yeah, I hate it.
Night Train, I don't want to get into this. The Golden at Bat. We did an episode on Spitball and Cards. So if you don't watch Spitball, and please subscribe there and up some of the rules change suggestions we're going to talk about on there. But yeah, make sure you get into trivia. We're going to start a couple minutes, Chris?
Yeah, we'll start in about 5 minutes. I do want to say we're not going to spend time on it, but the Golden Bat rule, there's a lot. I'm against it. Jeff and I don't want to see it happen. But there's a logic to it. And I do understand the reasoning behind the idea being floated around. Like, in a way, it makes some sense. But it would also just change fundamentally how baseball is played. And we don't want to see that.
Yeah. We get into a good discussion on that with Filmington, who has some good thoughts as well. I don't know, Royale. I feel like Soto has had some real pressure and thrived in those pressure situations. So I'm not sure I'm with you on this one.
Yeah, Soto has, I think he's felt some pressure. He's had some big moments. He's been at the plate with a lot of eyes and a lot of moments, and hasn't affected him yet.
Yeah.
Ooh, Daniel Morales. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Yeah, Shelly the Turtle. You're right. That was already too much time. Sorry.
There's a lot of people here rooting for you, Daniel. We hope you get the, I don't know, Jack Caglione gold.
Or maybe the John Elway Superfractor. I'm not sure.
Yeah, John Elway is the big chase this year, Chris, instead of Tom Brady. Okay.
All right. Let me check the trivia situation here. Okay. Yep. We're at almost 40 people.
All right.
7:10. We are going to start this, and I'm going to set a timer on my phone. We're going to start in 60 seconds. So if you're with us and you have not signed up for trivia, you now have 56 seconds.
And it's very easy to do. If you've not done it before, you go on the site that Shelly has put repeatedly in here. In the chat, and sign up, and then you'll get to play it along as we do the show.
A couple interesting factoids about trivia. We tried to include some guys who have been in the news of late, but also normally my wife is my test dummy, and I use that term only in reference to the fact that that's what test dummies are called. She's usually pretty good at this, but she did not take this quiz yet, so she'll be taking it live with you guys. Do not lose to her.
And we're playing for a card of one of the top free agents out there, Chris.
That's right. Jeff has a really nice parallel of one of the top remaining free agents. That's really cool. Corbin Burns.
Yep. I'm going to be sad to see Burns go somewhere besides Milwaukee or Baltimore.
And I'm hoping Filmington is going to play trivia as well. And listen, we all want to stick it to someone we know. So get in there and beat Filmington.
Oh, you can beat Filmington. Yeah. There you go. There's your
Okay.
Chris, apparently a lot of people don't want to play trivia. A lot of people have left since we announced that trivia is going to be on. If you're watching this after the recording, stay with us. You get to play trivia along with us.
All right, Jeff, we're going to start the trivia. Here we go.
All right, here we go, everybody. Get
All
ready.
Right, so Jeff will read along the questions. So if you're listening after the fact, Jeff.
And there are multiple choice answers.
Yes. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Countdown is beginning.
Okay.
I will share my screen in just enough time, I hope.
Grab your lucky charm.
Here we go. Jeff, take us home.
What year were Francisco Lindor's first Bowman Chrome autos? 2009, 2010, 2011, or 2012? Francisco Lindor. All right, this was a tough one. Less than 50% said the correct answer of 2011.
Yeah, right. Ha! SFO Sox fan says if M. Parsons is playing, then Shelly the Turtle won't play. It's funny. All right, here we go.
What is Bobby Witt Jr. doing on his 2023 Topps Golden Mirror SSP? Is he stealing a base, smiling awkwardly, signing an autograph, or washing his luxurious hair? And this one I could not remember until Chris reminded me. I got this one wrong.
Ooh.
But look at that. More than half the people in the chat remember that he's signing an autograph, which, when in doubt, put signing an autograph, because Topps loves a Gatorade bath and a signing an autograph.
Yeah, they do. All right.
Who's the only player to end 2 different World Series at the plate? One with a walk-off hit and the other making the final out. Is it Babe Ruth, Joe Carter, Bill Mazeroski, or Edgar Renteria? Ending 2 different World Series. This is a tough one, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a fun question too.
Everybody remembers the winning Joe Carter, so they went with that. Only 3 people got Edgar Renteria right. Okay,
Edgar
future
Renteria.
All-Stars. And
That's right. He was the last out when the Red Sox won.
Yep.
All right.
Who's the World Series MVP for the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies? Was it Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, Cole Hamels, or Brad Lidge?
Yeah. Ooh, sorry, everybody.
Utley was the popular answer, and the correct answer was Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels also won the NLCS MVP that year. He was, it's crazy to think that the pitching staff the Phillies didn't win with, but the one they did win with. Anyway, go ahead.
What set is this Kyle Tucker rookie card from? Is it 2019 Topps Update, 2019 Topps Chrome, 2019 Stadium Club, or 2019 Bowman Chrome? Yes.
All right, good job, everybody. 69%. That's the number I want to see.
Congratulations, 69% of you. You nailed that, Stadium Club. Will's in first. Future ball star, sports guy Corey. All right, it's a tight one. In the 2019 postseason, against which pitcher did Juan Soto not hit a home run? Verlander, Hader, Greinke, or Clayton Kershaw? Which one did he not hit a home run against in that postseason run?
I don't want to hear the grammar police. All right, this is a tough question to word.
Yeah.
Woo. Josh Hader is correct.
I got that one wrong as well, because I just remember the big hit off Hader and blocked it from memory.
As you should.
Congrats to those of you who got it right. What team drafted Max Fried? San Diego Padres, Atlanta Braves, Los Angeles Dodgers, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim?
Oh, looks like I spelled Anaheim wrong.
Anaheim.
But I mean, it's obviously not Anaheim anyway.
Ooh,
all right. Half
of you got it right. Correct. He was a Padres draftee. Okay. Wills, Shelly, and Doc. Top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What set is this judge image from? 2017 Topps, 2017 Topps Update, 2017 Topps Opening Day, or 2017 Topps Chrome? And Chris, I didn't know this was the picture you were referring to. That's
I tried to describe it to you. You have to, it's obviously much easier to look at. Ooh. Oh boy. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
This
is from Update. This is SSP from Update. Oh, Lincoln Thomas just jumping the
wow
back.
All right. It's a close one. What is
2 to
being
go.
poured all over Paul Goldschmidt on his 2017 Topps SSP? Gatorade, ice water, sunflower seeds, gum, or sugar, like in Def Leppard video?
If you remember, this PSA slab is one typo away from being
PSA
fantastic.
slab would give it away.
Ooh, 46%
Now,
if you get the wrong one.
I got that wrong as well. I couldn't remember Chris's famous gum bucket PSA slab.
Ooh, Plummerman back in the
Plummerman.
lead. All right, here we go.
Maximum Freed cards. Okay, which of these 4 Hall of Famers never played for the Milwaukee Brewers? Phil Niekro, Robin Yount, Hank Aaron, or Paul Molitor? Okay, we got a lot of Brew Crew fans in the chat. I expect you to all get this.
If Mad
correct.
City Brew gets this one wrong, I'll be disappointed. All right, 81% of you. Well done.
I told Chris he should have made it a little harder. All right, congratulations. Because Niekro did play for the Braves, Milwaukee and Atlanta.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's see what the winners are. Matt McNeil, 403. That's a great score on this one.
Yeah, for third place, not bad. Lincoln Thomas, 408.
Thomas, 408.
Maximum Freed. All right. This is a guy that needs a win. He's had a rough week, as a lot of Brave fans have. So congratulations, Maximum Freed cards.
Congratulations. Make sure you send us your address on Instagram so I can send you this Corbin Burns. And it's not a gold, it's a yellow, Chris, because I'm sure you can tell the difference. Yellow to 75.
Who knows, Maximum Freed cards? Maybe Anthopoulos has a trick up his sleeve, and by the time you get this card, Corbin Burns is an Atlanta Brave.
A new member of the rotation.
Yeah.
Shelly says he misclicked on the judge question. At least this high score stands another week.
Yes. Yeah, that high score is it's going to be tough to beat. I'm not going to lie.
What was the high score again? Remind us.
It was in the 500s.
It was well in the 500s. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, I did want to say, I did notice someone was mentioning, so Lindor does have Team USA autos in 2010, but the Lindor first Bowman Chrome auto that people associate with Lindor is 2011. That's the first one in a Major League uniform. That's the first one.
It sounds like this could go to arbitration. If anybody lost because of that answer of 2010, feel free to contact customer support, and that's M. Parsons.
Yep. I'm sure your message will be thoroughly vetted
in the order it was received.
Yes, given a lot of time and thought into. All right, so
Matt,
again,
we'll do another one next week.
Yeah, we got this. We like to thank you guys. We've gotten some nice donations, and we were able to use those we have trivia going for the rest of not the rest of the year, for a year.
Yes, we've got trivia for a year thanks to your generous donation. So thanks, guys.
After a few months, the questions may start to get really boring. There's always going to be World Series MVP questions, so bone up on those.
Yep. And Brewers and Braves questions for sure.
Absolutely. Always at least one SSP question. We will do one, maybe the next SSP Thursday, Jeff. I was thinking we could do, all images, like just all image questions. Like what set is this from? What set is this from? I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. I got a couple ideas for that. Good. Need to do worst trade trivia. Okay, we can do some trades.
Yeah, we could definitely do some trade trivia too. We should go with some themes. I like that idea.
Yeah, I like that theme idea. Very good. We can promote that. SFO Sox fan, the rest of this year's schedule is kind of in flux because we're going to be across the country from each other. Chris is traveling. I'm traveling. So I don't know. We're going to try to get one in next week. And then, I don't know. I guess depends on internet capabilities where we both end up as well.
Yes, I will be in Alaska around Christmas, where I was 2 years ago, if you recall, when the first story came out that maybe Topps wasn't doing image variations anymore.
Oh, yeah, that was an emergency blabbing.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll try to give you guys some advance notice. You'll see it on YouTube.
Yeah, but please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button. I'll try to put updates on here as well because there's a way I can update some community post or something on here. All right, Chris, this is probably better for you. Futures bet for Braves division and NLCS.
I just want to say thanks, Bugenhagen. I will make sure I don't miss another one. I'm curious what the Braves are going to do. I've talked about how they have cleared up some money. I think they've just been priced out on these free agents. Like you saw what Max Fried got. I think the number that they offered that was rumored was like 6 and 150, and he got 8 218. So they weren't going to match that. That's a crazy amount. for someone his age with his injury history. I hope it works out because I do like Max Fried. I'll always love him for his Game 6 start against Houston. I think my guess would be, if I'm a betting man, I would bet the Braves trade for Sonny Gray. It looks like the Cardinals are in full rebuild, and Gray's got 2 years and about 64, I think, left on his deal with an option for the third year. So that would be my guess. I know they tried to sign him last year and the Cardinals outbid him. So maybe there's probably something to be done there. That would be my guess.
As an outsider, I would guess any futures for the division are pretty tough, given how the division is going to look next year. But I feel like the Braves are so well run that I have confidence that they'll make a late season playoff push. So I feel like your futures bets for them getting to the playoffs or even making an NLCS run are better than division ones.
I mean, you have to assume they can't be as injured next year as they were this year. Like, that can't happen 2 years in a row, can it? Like, is it possible? By June, they should have, by the middle of June, they should have Acuna and Strider back. And I think they'll start clicking, but we'll see. I mean, your boy Kelnick it didn't work out last year at all, but they're going to give him another shot.
Undoubtedly, Chris, what's going to happen is he's going to have a huge spring, get people excited again, and then we'll see what happens in the regular season.
Yes. This gentleman is available, and there are some interesting stats regarding his K per 9 when he was used out of the bullpen by the White Sox. So someone's going to give him a minor league invite. I don't see why it wouldn't be the Braves. But anyway. All right. So before we sign off for tonight, should we talk about our hits, if you will, from our rip on Jeff's birthday?
Our hits. Yeah. Let's see if I got some handy.
Yeah, Doc, the Braves still have, their core is one of the best cores. Like, their top group of 9 or 10 is still, it's fantastic. It's right. It's just, we're health dependent. I mean, no one expected everyone to get hurt last year. And we all thought Charlie Morton was retiring. What I'm seeing, based on like the same stuff you guys are seeing, it looks like he may pitch again, but it's not going to be in Atlanta, which is too bad, because I really like Charlie Morton. Don't forget, that guy threw like 11 pitches in the World Series on a broken leg. Oh boy. Matt, I got to be honest with you, buddy. M. Parsons is not going to want to read this, so I'm going to go ahead and just take that right off. I can't support the sprinting to first on a walk. I just can't. This is not college softball. I can't get behind Brandon Nimmo. I just can't.
Only active player from I hope that maybe somebody this year will.
Royal Benjamin, give me a second here, Jeff, before we talk about her. Like, Sean Murphy, I think he might be the guy. If you're in a single catcher league in fantasy, take Sean Murphy with the last pick of your fantasy draft.
Seems about right.
He was really good 2 years ago, or a year ago. Last year, he was incredible in spring training and looked like this was going to be the Sean Murphy breakout season. And like, I think it was his first at bat. He just tore his oblique, like just wrecked it. And he came back.
That's what caused the bad year.
I'm sorry?
Injury. That's what caused his bad year.
I mean, it just destroyed him. Like, he was out. He didn't swing a bat for 2 months. He came back. I don't think he came back until like middle of June, and he just could never find it. He could never like get back to where he was. So I think an injury like that can derail your entire season. That's what we saw. His catching stunk. His throws were bad. I think he was just completely derailed because of that oblique injury. And I'm expecting a nice bounce back. So he's definitely a guy I'm looking at. Last pick of any fantasy draft. I don't think he's losing his spot to Drake Baldwin.
Cards and Crypto, welcome in from the cold. If you're looking to get warm, I don't think it's going to get any warmer when you see our hits that we pulled from our birthday rips. Oh boy!
I hope you were you walking a dog or a pet or something? I hope. It's very funny, Jeff. This time of year, our dog is like me. She's completely acclimated. She's just a giant wuss, and she's like, "I want to go outside and sit in the sun." And I open the back door. She goes out, quick circle, right back in.
Come back in, yeah.
Nope,
yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to remind people what we decided to open? So we haven't opened much this entire year. Chris opens a couple products with his dad when he visits home. I open a couple with my kids, but we haven't really had a sit together and open packs this year.
Yeah, we've just been priced out of it, as I think a lot of you guys have and a lot of the hobby has. So December, we have Jeff's birthday and my birthday. So sometime in between, usually we'll get some boxes, we'll rip with some cocktails, we'll make a night of it.
Yeah.
So we had 2 Stadium Club hobby boxes and 2 Topps Chrome blasters that a viewer generously donated to us. And then I was like, listen, Jeff, there's a card shop open late. These Paul Skeens, MLB, this Paul Skeens Superfractor is still out there. Let's take a shot.
As Chris has said, you can't get in the rookie debut patch search. What?
I said it better than this. You can't win if you don't play the game. So I figured we got a shot at this. Let's just buy 1 box and we'll roll the dice. I did not think I'd walk into my local hobby shop and have that guy look me dead in the eye and tell me a hobby box of Chrome Update was $400. But
yeah, and how many autos? There must be like 6 autos in there for that price.
Got to be guaranteed at least 3 or 4. No, guaranteed 1 auto. So we figured, you know what? We're doing this once a year. Let's do it. So we did. So that's what we ripped. I got the Stadium Club hits, and I'm going to be honest. On paper, what we got in our 2 Stadium Club boxes is probably that's right. Exactly right. Well done, SFO Sox fan. Our Stadium Club boxes were probably about what you would expect, maybe better than what you would expect. So a couple quick hits I'm going to go through quickly. A Chrome version of Jackson Holiday. You get 1 Chrome in every pack. A Colt Keith Refractor. Paul Skeens Chrome. And this, by the way, this is Paul Skeens Chrome card. It's a 300 card checklist. Okay. 24 packs in a box. I think it's 18 packs. It's a really tough card to pull. Yeah. So we're like, okay. So we got a Paul Skeens Stadium Club Chrome. This is probably going to at least $20.
Yeah.
Right. And Jeff gets on Market Movers and looks it up. And Jeff, last couple sales?
$4. $3.99. $5.29 with free shipping.
Oh my God. Yeah. We were like, honestly, the laugh we got from that was probably worth the price of the box. All right. So we got a Pearl White of Mr. Tristan McKenzie. And this son of a bitch really followed us all night. We just kept pulling Tristan McKenzie.
He did.
I shouldn't be that mean. I don't like him because I drafted him in fantasy and he was just horrific from the get-go. In terms of images in Stadium Club, I have to say it's been a disappointing Stadium Club set. A lot of really dull images. Yeah. But this is one of the best ones. Michael Harris sitting on the edge of the dugout. I like this card a lot. Trying to think what else in here was. Hold on. Oh boy, a lot of brave stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. So that we sleeve this stuff up was very we got a Mike Trout refractor, which is pretty cool. That's got to be at least a $3 card, maybe. Probably not. All right. So 2 non-autos we got that were interesting were Jason Dominguez black and white.
Love the look of that.
This looks really cool.
The green foil. You've got the Stadium Club in green and also his first name in green, so it doesn't really do it justice. These look great in hand. Hold on.
Cardaholic. Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's go. I mean, right. And then we pulled a first day issue, which I believe they're unnumbered, but I think the print run is 10 and ours is Evan Carter.
Yeah. So that might be one of the better cards we've pulled.
Yeah, I think we saw one sale of this at like $26. But Evan Carter, by the way, what can Evan Carter bicep curl? Like 15 pounds?
The bat.
Maybe the bat. This image concerns me for Evan Carter's future potential. I don't know. I need to see a little something here.
Walker Bueller. Jay Marble and Jeff said they're numbered they are to 10, but I don't think
that's what I thought. Okay. All right. So 2 Stadium Club boxes. We got 4 autographs. So here we go. The first one.
You ready for these autos? Everybody get some sunglasses. These are pretty hot.
Daniel Palencia, who I had never heard of.
Never heard of him.
We were doing like a slow reveal and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And then we saw like the first name, Daniel. I'm like, I still don't know who it is. Unfortunately, Gavin Williams, we identified right away. I appreciate he does a really good job dotting his eyes.
Yeah, I like those little dots. A little
So
flair
good for
to
him
his
there.
auto.
Then the other two, one thing I like about Stadium Club is that they have non-rookie autos. There's a lot of like veterans, retired guys, and there's some really cool images that you get in that group. This card looks, I like how this card looks. It's just not particularly valuable. So it's a Nathan Eovaldi.
Great signature.
Yeah.
Great auto.
Yes, this is just a really, this was fine. That didn't bother me. Then we got
hold on. We got some breaking news, Chris. Docs Cards sold a Danny V auto for $2.
Okay. I assume that includes shipping.
Probably free shipping.
Yeah, 3 eyes, 3 dots. Hold on. Who wanted? What did I just see in there?
Card deal. Wants the Gavin.
Yeah. I see no problem with that. We'll work something out.
Make a trade.
Yeah. So then we got a black foil rookie auto numbered out of 25, and we're like, oh, we could see the dark foil, and we're like, oh,
numbered out of 25.
Mr. Tyler Soderstrom.
Okay, any A's fans in the chat? You know what, Chris? Now looking at that, when you're holding it up, it kind of looks like the Ass Man's auto without the A.
It does. I see 2 large S's, which means he doesn't. I guess the Tyler doesn't make the auto. He just writes Soderstrom. But yeah, I'm seeing some comments in there about Evan Carter's arms. And yeah, that's legitimately concerning. Like, I don't know what kind of bat speed he can generate with those. If it's a windy day, Jeff, it might just push his arms right back against his body.
It might.
So that was our Stadium Club. Wait for the praise. That was our Stadium Club rip. And honestly, to get a black and white and a first day issue and an auto number to 25.
Players we know, like Dominguez and Evan Carter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did we get our money back? Not 25% of it, but I would say that's a pretty good Stadium Club rip. And that's unfortunately the hobby world we're living in.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. So we, as Chris mentioned, we also opened a $400 hobby box.
Just hearing it, Jeff, I'm gagging.
You're right. Sorry, Greg.
Oh, sorry. I hit the wrong thing.
Nowhere near the quality. No, it was a quick reminder of it. No, doesn't have the ass quality. So we did get some Skeens cards, Chris.
We did.
We got a veritable trio of Skeens cards.
We did. Now I have to say the Chrome Update hobby box was essentially money thrown into the wind, except for that middle card. And let me tell you why I was excited, because this is a refractor, a Paul Skeens refractor. I'm like, oh my God, Jeff, these are numbered. These are numbered out of 250. Like this is a really good card. But then we realized they're not numbered anymore. So that's a shame.
They're not numbered, but it was worth more than the Stadium Club.
Yes, that was the best card we pulled. Second best card we pulled all day. Second best card.
We'll get to that. I think that was I think the Skeens refractor is maybe $20.
Yeah, 20, 25. Yeah, something like that.
20 or 25.
But it looks nice. I mean, maybe we invest another 18, we grade it, we sell it for $50. You know, I mean, we could lose more money on this, Jeff.
We could. There's potential to lose more money. We did get some parallels in the box, Chris, like this purple Matt Sauer.
And that's a player I definitely knew his name 100% before we opened that pack.
Yep, out of 250. Any Royals fans here, you can hit me up in the chat if you want to. Matt Sauer.
Yeah, we could definitely pass that one on if anyone is interested.
So our one auto, Chris. Yes, Stadium Club Churio does look good.
It does. It's a really great looking card. Agreed, Bugenhagen.
Yeah.
Yes, right. So we got one auto in that Topps Chrome Update box.
And it was numbered, Chris.
It was numbered. A numbered auto.
A numbered auto, which beats the odds, right? So it's a refractor, base refractor, which is out of $4.99.
You want to do what we did? Like you kind of go down from the top, and we'll let people realize the same realization that you and I had.
All right, we got the auto.
Yep.
Saw it was with the A's. We were like, well.
Yeah. I think it was even my wife who was like, oh, is it the same guy? And we're like, no, don't be ridiculous. What are the odds?
Guy. It cannot be the same guy.
The same guy.
Same guy.
I mean, the odds of that are far greater than it being anyone else. So we thought that was pretty funny.
We beat the odds in one way, but yeah. So, anyways, we've got our Tyler Soderstrom PC started. We've got a number refractor here and a numbered one there. So if anybody's watching this after the
All right, well, don't be disturbed. Oh, geez, that's a lot of my face, which I don't like either. I think Jeff just hit a button. And we're back. Okay, we're back.
I set the Soderstrom down on my keyboard and hit the escape function and launched me right out. Fittingly. I do want to mention one image. We talked about Stadium Club images, usually really good and occasionally flattering images of players. We got one. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. MJ Parsons knocked me off like she did Scotty B.
That's right.
So I wanted to show this image, which the All-Star game images, they're all refractors, the All-Star inserts, right? Yeah. I just wanted to show this picture. We have some Cleveland fans in the house, and I want to know what you guys think about this this image. All right, you guys ready? I mean, it's kind of giving like Pablo Sandoval when he popped his buttons off vibes.
Yeah, remember that spring training game with the Red Sox where his belt exploded?
His belt exploded, right.
That's a tough look for Josh Naylor. And there's just no reason for Topps to do that.
No, why do that to the poor guy? I mean, at least there's not autos of this, but man, it's kind of like Bartolo Colon out there. He's an all-star, Chris. Position player.
He had a pretty good year too, but that's a tough look.
Yeah. So we talked about Evan Carter's arms, but now we should get to maybe the best card we pulled all night in one of the
I don't think there's any doubt. Yep. Yeah, there is. Yeah, by far we pulled one card and we're like, hey, that's worth that has
one
value.
Card I decided to put in a top loader, Chris.
Oh,
hundreds of dollars of boxes. Yeah, there it is. Top loader worthy. Why is that, Chris?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Plumberman here saying they couldn't make Naylor look skinny with a telescope. That's a pretty funny comment. Yeah, so this Aaron Judge came out of one of the complimentary blaster boxes that a viewer sent us. We appreciate that. And this is worth $40 in hobby shop buybacks.
Yep.
So yeah, Jeff will slowly eventually turn that into $0 for sure.
Yeah, we got to figure out the best way to turn this into $0.
Oh, come on now. Ay.
Oh, card deal. Is that true?
That seems unlikely.
Well, now I feel terrible. But anyways, I was really
pass
on the spot for giving him this picture, not
I mean
for having this picture.
Isn't it even worse? Like, let's assume for a moment that it is a thyroid condition. Then really Topps should do him better than this. Especially, right?
Yeah, somebody better.
Yeah, Royal Benjamin. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it with your name there. Yeah, love the movie. I used to collect some movie memorabilia before I got back into cards. You can see a lot of it on the wall behind me. Yeah. Pulp Fiction especially has some cool stuff out there.
Peeps is throwing something in here. Don't turn a blind eye to the glutes. Where?
Well, yeah, we have the way it's shot, his legs look tiny, but we got a friend who always tells me mass moves mass. So I imagine his calves are impressive. That's a lot of thyroid.
J Marble is asking, what would PSA call this card if it was an SSP?
I don't know. Red hat. Probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Belly. Oh, that's bad.
Brutal. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be wrong.
All right. So what percentage, Chris, would you say that we got back on our on the retail price of the?
I think we can do it. We can do it pretty easily. You bought the Stadium Clubs off of, for full transparency. Jeff bought this 2 Stadium Clubs on the Topps pre-sale for $150 a piece. For shipping, it was like $160 a piece, give or take, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so $320 for Stadium Club, $400 for the hobby update, $720. I mean,
and figure we'll put the retail in, so those blasters.
Oh, right. I think they're about $40 now.
Yeah,
so like it's an even $800.
Yeah.
Jeez. I would say we'd be lucky to come up with 125 out of there.
Of actual cash value. Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that range,
Well,
125 to 150.
Depends if we could sell the skinny bicep Evan Carter.
Evan Carter. Even let's call it 120. And that's 120 and $800. Someone do that math. That's about 1/6 now, about 1/6 and a half. Oh, yeah.
Let's say like 15% return, maybe. Yeah. So it was a good reminder why we don't often do this, right?
Sorry, the goiter fractor got me. That one's really funny. A Cartahol like that. That's really good. Yeah, KC connection. Yeah, I mean we play softball with like a lot of guys with that same build. Yeah, so I would say that's about right. I think that's what you're looking at on average. And I would say, honestly, our stadium club, we love the product, Jeff, but you're just going to get destroyed ripping it.
You have to look at it as like the value of what you would spend for a night out or night of fun.
Yeah.
Yankees for the win. So like Judge, if people return this Judge refractor for $40, I don't think there would ever be enough demand or limited supply that it would be worth more than a couple dollars. So you might be better off turning it in.
They keep coming in. I would say like maybe the golds could get a bump because if some people turn the golds in for hobby money, there might be fewer golds out there.
Yeah.
But the regular refractors, the bait now.
No, you use that 40. Use that 40.
Yeah,
so Chris, that brings to mind though, we didn't get anything. We didn't get any MVP buybacks in our hobby box.
Well, I don't think they have any cards. So there's no Judge, there's no Ohtani in they have all-star cards, but those don't count. So I don't think we had any shot in update, unfortunately.
That's terrible.
All
yeah.
Right. Well. Yeah. But we knew we were getting into and still we're like, wow.
Yeah. You have to just think of it as a sunk cost. So like how much are you willing to spend to go out for a night of drinks at the bar with your buddies?
Yeah.
Get some drinks at home and open some wax, and it's probably
Yankees for the win. So like you have a couple numbered to 50. That's I don't know. I mean, what is the buyback price for a gold? I thought like numbered, is it like $200 for a gold? I'm not sure, honestly. Like I don't know.
Judging from your username, you're a Judge fan, so I could see wanting to keep the cards.
Yeah, well. I would keep the golds. I would not turn in any pure gold, orange, or red. I would hang on to those for sure. And an Ohtani, actually, the true blue, I would really consider. I might hang on to that one too with the Dodger color match.
Casey threw up 200 for 99 or less.
Yeah, I'm not turning in a gold refractor for $200 of either of those guys.
Yeah,
especially Ohtani. Because I'm just going to waste that at the shop anyway.
Yeah, Chris, I think they should do some more buybacks. I think they might throw some of those in as they go forward because it's been a huge success for them. And let's be real, what's the real cost? They're just going to go and spend it at the card shop anyway. So.
Yeah, it just drives more business to them. And it's Jeff and I were saying before, we have $40. Are we really going to go into the shop and pick something out for $38? No, we're going to buy something for like $100 and just pay $60.
Pay the difference, right? Yeah. Exactly.
So it's a win all around, I think.
It is tough opening wax and ZDOT. I mean, it's true that if you're throwing away the money at the bar and you can look at wax the same way,
your liver thanks you.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Before we go, the one other thing I wanted to actually, there's two things I want to get to. One we may not, but I wanted to Will Z. I think he's long gone, but I want to talk about the Freddie Freeman Superfractor sale that happened.
Yeah, that was big news.
So
Did you
the
buy
single best Freddie Freeman card that exists, his 2009 Bowman autograph, was up for bids on Golden, sold for $91,000. A great time.
Congratulations, Chris. That's your new biggest card, right?
Well, I might ship it to your house. No, certainly I did not buy that card. As you can tell by the fact that I'm still living indoors and I'm not live streaming from my car outside like a
wink,
CV
wink. I know it wasn't you.
Right. Yeah, definitely wasn't me. I didn't. That's a crazy buy. That's a lot of money. But what irritates me, you know what? I should pull an image of the card if I can, real quick. They couldn't center the damn card, Jeff.
Yeah, the centering was terrible. Sorry to disappoint you, Frank. Although Filmington was on here for a while, making some out of bounds comments in the chat, but sadly,
Out of bounds. I don't even know what that term means. Hold on.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, my ability to determine what is and is not appropriate is long since left. That's what I have Jeff for. Jeff is a pretty good moral compass, if you will. All right, this is the card.
Phil was pretty well behaved in the chat. He was just talking about some of the socks pickups, crochet.
Yeah.
Stuff.
All right, so this is the Freddie Freeman Super. And this just blows my mind that like this prints, like your work at Topps, this card comes off and you're like, yeah, that's like 80-20, almost 90-10 off-centered, and they don't reprint it. Crazy. It's just a bummer.
Yeah, I just don't know how close they're going to... They had to look at it because they had to get it to him to get it signed.
Of course. I just don't... I mean, this is the type of thing they've got to reprint. Obviously, it's, this was 15 years ago. It is what it is. But I mean, visually, this hurts a little bit. And we talked about, I think on an episode of Spitballing, maybe?
Yeah.
We talked about, would you rather have this card in a PSA 8, or would you rather have a red refractor perfectly centered in a PSA 10?
Yeah, we talked about that on the most recent edition of Spitball. And if you guys haven't checked it out, we talked about this sale. And I said on there, just from a monetary perspective, I'd probably still take this because it is his best card. It's the one and only card. And if I look to resell it, I'd probably make more. But if I was just looking for one for my collection and thinking about an aesthetic appeal, a red out of 5 of this card in a gem would look so much better.
Yeah, a perfectly centered red would look great. But that said, I will take this card as long as it's intact. As long as there isn't like a quarter of it ripped off. Like this is still the single best Freddie Freeman card that's ever been made, and this is the most important one. So I do get it. Some people were saying they want a discount because it's off centered.
Phil.
Like, I mean, the Juan Soto version of this, his Superfractor Bowman Chrome Auto has been wiped. Like they wiped part of his auto went off the card. So someone wiped it. And I believe it's been trimmed as well. It's now sitting in a PSA authentic slab. And I honestly don't care. Like that's still Juan Soto's best card. And that's still going to be the card that I would want. If I have Steve Cohen money, Jeff, to buy a Juan Soto card or buy a Freddie Freeman card, this is the one I'm buying. Condition be damned.
I'm kind of surprised that our friend Jeff Wilson has picked up some pretty nice Freddie Freeman cards, and they're obviously in the Atlanta area. I'm surprised he wasn't more in on this one, to be honest.
I spoke to him. He said he was into a point, but it went past whatever his point was. It went past it.
I'm sure that World Series helped. It was a good time to sell.
Yeah, so this went for, again, $91,000. Ellie De La Cruz's Topps Chrome rookie card auto, Superfractor, went for $133,000. So 40 grand more, and that's not even his first Bowman Chrome.
That's another conversation. Yeah. I would like to know from anybody in the chat who would take an Ellie Topps Chrome 1 of 1 over this for roughly the same price, or actually even more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know that Freddie Freeman plays first base, and when he retires, yeah. Are we going to remember Freeman forever? If he hadn't hit that grand slam, I'd say no. But we're going to see that grand slam absolutely until the end of, like I said, until the end of baseball, the end of television.
He's putting together a pretty impressive resume. Chris, can you, while this card is up, though, can you tell people why it's his best card, but why is it not a Bowman first?
Hold on, I'm just laughing at Royal Benjamin here saying Ellie will be lucky if his career is as good as Edgar Renteria. Freeman's
World Series.
Yeah, he did an MVP of one of them. He walked off. He's been in 3 World Series. He walked off one, MVP of the other, and then he made the last out when the Red Sox.
That's a pretty good career. You're right, Royal.
Some pretty memorable moments in October for Edgar Renteria. Yeah, Freeman's actual first Bowman Chrome was in 2007. He just didn't have autos, and he looks like he's like 2019 or something on that first one. This one, he has, even on this one, Jeff, if we zoom in, his biceps are still bigger
than Evan Carter a little bit there. A little bit Evan Carter.
Right. But yeah, I can't buy the hype right there. I can't get behind spending.
Sports guy Corey says Ellie could still become the greatest player ever, and that's why people are paying that, right?
He could, yeah.
There's that whatever percentage you decide is the chances there that he could become the greatest player ever or most memorable player ever. That's what people are paying for.
Yeah. Yeah, and Will Z, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Goldschmidt Super, which is it 1 year later? Is it 2010? I think Goldschmidt's is 2010 or 2011. I think it's 2010. His went for like 46, about half.
For under 50, right?
Yeah, I believe it definitely under 50.
Almost double.
Almost double for Freeman.
I feel like it should be.
Yeah, at this point, I think it definitely should be. One is fading away, and the other one just hit a walk-off grand slam and won World Series MVP. So yeah, 2010. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think. Listen, I'm trying not to be biased because I love Freddie Freeman and I have some Freeman cards, but I think the Ohtani tide, Jeff, is raising the Freeman boat. I don't think there's really any other way to say it.
Excellent nautical reference. I agree. He's definitely helping himself with the player he is, the clubhouse leader, all the stuff he faced off the field with a pretty great amount of grace and dignity this year, and then to come back and perform like he did in the playoffs, injured no less. Feel like he's endearing himself to a lot of fans, not just Dodger fans.
Yeah, and I think almost more importantly, he's endearing himself to other players.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Every Dodger talked about how like seeing Freddie man up and get out there on the field with the ankle we all knew about and the broken rib that no one knew about it's impressive. It was like inspiring his teammates. I think it inspired a lot of players of all ages. It's a great
we have
story.
Some Ellie comments, Chris, I want to get to. In Casey Card Connection, Ellie had a bad year with like 5.4 right. I mean, he has enormous potential.
The potential is right.
He's not playing the Brewers every game, or he'd have like a 24.6 WAR for the season. He dominates.
Oh, he could just steal. He could steal third base from first base.
He would just steal, just run right around.
There's
no doubt he has the and Card Deal mentions his K rate and his air rate are astronomical. He's got to get those. He's got to get those under control. But he's going to be in the spotlight. He's a very exciting player, no doubt.
Yes.
He's on offense and defense. He's a player to watch. So he has the chance to get there, and that's what people are paying for. But the question is just how far would he have to go to have a career like Freeman's had? Yeah,
no, Ellie is limitless potential. And yeah, like those are two things, the strikeout rate and the errors that are bad, but there are also two things that can drastically improve. Yes. I mean, Acuna cut his in half when he won the MVP. Ellie can certainly do that. He is young. He is fast. He is strong. He has all the tools necessary. And by the way, he plays in the single best hitters park in all of baseball. So he could start putting up some disgusting numbers.
Soto would have had 63 home runs there last year.
Devers, I think 50. What did they say? 53 the year before or something like that?
So a 40-40 or 50-50 season is not out of the realm of possibility. Yeah. As Mad City Bruce said, if we really want Ellie to have a bad year this year, let's just pitch in and have Chris buy one of his cards.
I may do that actually. When the red ink comes out, an Ellie De La Cruz red ink auto with the red, if they give him like, someone mentioned in the comment, I think it was SFO Sox fan, that Mookie Betts' Heritage red ink, it's an incredible card because it's numbered out of 10, but it's also stinks a little bit because he's wearing a red jersey and the auto just gets lost in the jersey. Mm-hmm. Whereas like if you look at someone like Matt McClain last year, he's wearing the home whites with the red accents, and the red ink just really pops. So hopefully with Ellie De La Cruz, Topps thought about what kind of image to use, and he's wearing enough red that the red ink really pops. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jeff, we did talk about this on Spitballing as well. So sorry. Yeah, oddly enough, I tend to bring up Freddie. I'm like basically Scotty brings up Mookie Betts and I bring up Freddie Freeman. We try not to. I did want to hold on. I'm sorry. I did want to go back to this Will Z comment here. That yes, some really great Freemans did pop up after the World Series. It's not a great time to buy. And he writes but there. And the but is really important because sometimes that's the only chance you have to buy. You only see these cards. You only see these cards. We've seen that with Harper in the past. When somebody has a huge postseason, we thought we might see a couple rare Mookies as well, but we did not. And we didn't. There's still a couple that never surfaced. But I mean, if you're sitting on some really rare high-end stuff, you're waiting for a moment to sell it. I mean, Jeff and I sold two we sold two purple finest Freemans out of 5.
We
and
did.
we only
And that
did
came up in
because
chat.
the
They're
World Series
beautiful
bump
cards.
was so big. And I think that's a thing that happens. So we have to decide if there's a super rare high-end card you want, you may only get a chance to buy it when the price peaks or when the player does something special. And
yeah, Chris, I just wanted to say this
Yep.
pretty much sums it up. John says Ellie's a flash in the pan, in his opinion, followed directly by sports card Corey saying such a rare athlete we have rarely ever seen in baseball. And that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yes.
Could go one of two ways. I mean, it's like Eric Davis. Some of you are probably too young to remember, but Eric Davis was incredible and home run steals, playing defense, just incredible. But he couldn't end up staying healthy, which was sad. He ended up having a decent career, but not the way we thought he would. So there's a lot of potential there that you're buying.
Yeah.
If you're buying that.
It's Ooh, 44. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Those two comments back to back it perfectly encapsulates it.
That's exactly it. Whereas Freeman, I mean, off-field issues aside, anything could always come up with these players. They're human, right? But he's pretty much solidified where he's going to be. Yeah,
absolutely. Wilsey right here. I just want to mention the Padres again. A couple of different Dodgers have now said that the Padres, that they thought Game 5 against the Padres was, to them, that was Game 7 of the World Series. The Padres, Kike said it. I think Betts said it, that the Padres were the best team that they played all year. And they were, I mean,
that was their World Series.
That was their World Series.
Chris Taylor said that. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, there's a really cool Mookie's podcast that he has is great. And, a bunch of Dodgers went on there, absolutely shit-faced, and really told you how they felt about stuff, and it was great. They talked some crap about the Yankees. It was really good, very enjoyable.
A couple more I wanted to get to. Ronnie Mauricio. Here's another guy who could really make that Mets lineup exciting. Corey, sorry you missed the theme song. Maybe we'll play a little bit of theme song on the way out.
Yeah, we'll give it a long run at the end.
Corey finished the statement by saying Ellie's such a rare athlete. Downside, so is Luis Robert.
Yeah, Luis Robert ran. Remember 2 years ago, I think Luis Robert ran so fast to first base, he blew out like a ligament in his hip. And now it stinks. Like he's going to be an all-time what could have been, both in his cards because he has some amazing super short prints as a rookie, but also on the field.
Yeah, Maximum Freed Cards is talking about seeing rare cards pop up when big things happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the minute that trade was announced, I think I saw like 2 or 3 Topps Chrome Golds pop up, and at least, I think he's in 2012, I think are his Bowman Chrome autos, and they started to creep out of the woodwork too.
Hey, I love me some Wally Joyner. Man, that rookie season he had, he was a natural hitter.
Yep. But just one of the most boring absolutely boring Major League Baseball players, but really, really good.
A great hitter. I mean, he's kind of like Kevin Seitzer, great hitter, but just really boring.
Really boring. Really boring. Yeah, Eric Davis, though, was like just pure excitement.
Fire. He almost did 40-40 in that season. I think he played 130 games.
Yeah. Got a World Series ring in 1990.
Yeah, he went on, played a long time with several other teams. Giants.
All right.
Braves legend, Wally Joyner.
Yes. Well, who? Yeah, of course. Don't forget how big Wally Joyner was. I think I should look this up before I say it, but why bother doing that?
Say it. Don't look it up.
I believe
at this
in
point.
1986. Yeah. Okay. Got quick.
His hitting streak?
No. In 1986, Don Russ the Rookies is one of the biggest, most exciting sets of the 1980s. Yeah. Like, it's one of those things you knew existed because Beckett told you, but you never saw it, like the Mattingly. And it's got all the best rookies from that 1986 class. Bonds, Canseco, Bo Jackson, Wally Joyner, Will Clark.
And it was so cool seeing the green version of the...
Oh, yeah. Ruben Sierra's in there. Who else is in there? Kevin Mitchell. Yeah. And it goes on. Anyway... Wally Joyner got card number 1. Like, he is number 1 in that set. And that's how highly he was thought of. Ahead of Canseco, ahead of Clark, ahead of Bo Jackson even.
Well, didn't he made the all-star rookie team. And a guy like Mark McGwire did not.
Yes, he had the cup in 20.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
20,
McGuire had the cup in the next
1987.
year anyway.
Yeah. McGuire had it in 88. Yeah.
I
Ooh.
don't remember this, Los Bravos, but that's pretty amazing. He played a Blurs when he was with the. That must have been at the very beginning of Walk Up Song.
Okay, we got a question about a player I wouldn't mind talking about for a few minutes, and then I want to take 5 minutes, Jeff, because it's December, and just talk about the best Christmas movies out there, and then we're gonna call it a day. Because I have been drinking Maker's Mark for 2 hours, and my bladder can only take about 10 to 15.
I get it.
Minutes.
Yep.
So Royal Benjamin here asked about a player you and I have been talking about quite a bit in the last 2 months. And yeah, I see John responding with what he thinks is Julio Rodriguez a great buy low this offseason?
Doc, yes. And I would say yes. We've talked a lot about Julio. I mean, he's so talented and had 2 amazing years. He's still so young. I don't think he's done. I mean, if he's a bad buy, if he's done, or if he's going to just be average major leaguer, but I don't think he's going to be. And
no, not with those piercing blue eyes. There's just no way. There's no way. There's a lot of talent there. He got it. I think he developed some bad habits last year, and yeah, and he's young. Let's not forget his first 2 years.
I didn't know if he was 23 or 24. Royale says he's 23.
That's right. Yeah. And his first 2 seasons, he won Rookie of the Year, and he's got 2 top 10 MVP finishes.
Right.
I think last year might be the aberration. And yeah, I will definitely be looking for a nice Julio Rodriguez card this offseason. Will I buy one? It just depends on if the price gets to.
Just depends how badly Chris wants to jinx him, and or if he's going to have him on any of his fantasy teams, in which case he might not buy the card because he knows that would jinx it.
And you know, I have him on one of my dynasty teams, so he's already there. But yeah.
And Newbert, this could be, but he is still so young, and we're just spoiled with guys coming up and being incredible. But
one thing,
but in other ways, so
yeah, but he did come up and was incredible. One thing working against him is that ballpark. It killed Adrian Beltre for 4 years, and it sucks power from right-handed hitters, like the gaps. It's huge. Yeah. Maybe they would make a concession and pull left center field in for him a little bit.
I was wondering about that. You saw the Orioles make a move. They pulled their fences in. I wonder if that's going to be.
Yeah, they asked the Orioles GM or president, I forget who was on the MLB Network, but they asked him why they were doing that. And he said, because we wanted to sign Tyler O'Neill and Gary Sanchez.
That's it.
So that might be the first time that Gary Sanchez is the reason a team does anything other than lose a baseball game.
He filled in admirably for the Brewers this year.
He can still hit lefties. He can. I shouldn't cut him short.
Yeah, especially if you bring the fences in. All right.
But yeah, if Seattle picks up Tristan Casas from the Red Sox and they can slot him right behind Julio, then I feel like, yeah, exactly. A down year of 3.8 WAR. Thank you, underachiever 07. Like he still plays center field, and at 23 is again Adley Rutschman hadn't even debuted yet.
Yes, at that age. Exactly right. We forget that he is so young, and hadn't even debuted yet. He's already got what is his career WAR? I don't know offhand, but it's got to be getting close to 20, upper teens.
I'm trying to think. He's played 3 seasons, so I would guess it's about 14 right now, give or take, something around there.
I'm with you, Mad City Brew. It would be great.
He needs help.
The lineup needs work, and they're talking about that. They're trying to figure that out. Chris mentioned before if they can get something working with the Red Sox to get cases in that lineup.
Yeah. By the way, card deal. Greg Jeffries did indeed have a decent career. He had to get out of New York, and he won a batting title. All-Star team. Yeah,
it was.
He had a career we'd all be envious of.
Yeah, it was just that the whole thing about him when he came up and how he trained with his dad and swung the bat underwater, and it was just tough for anybody to live up to that.
Yeah, Dad was kind of a maniac. By the way, D-Lo Sports Guy, thank you for mentioning this. I completely forgot. Ellie does have red ink autos already. I think what I said before is I was waiting for his high number red inks, but he's in the first Heritage release, so he already does have red inks. PSA 10 on those is really nice, but $5K is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I think a BGS 9.5 of Guerrero is under 1,000 on eBay right now. So it's hard to see Elliott. I know it's a PSA 10, but that's a lot. I don't know. Ellie De La Cruz seems like the kind of guy Jeff and I start buying his cards like 3 years from now.
Agreed. If he keeps putting this up, gets that strikeout number down, yeah. Card deal, sell, redemption, or redeem and sell, super low pop. That might
What
be
year?
one I'd hold on to, card deal. I
Yeah,
would
what year are
redeem
we
it.
talking about? Is that his rookie, or are we talking about this
Oh,
year or a Gold
I was
Cup
guessing
year?
rookie, but either way, I would redeem it. Just
Yeah.
check it out in hand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mookie. Well, thanks for joining us. I don't think I've seen you in the chat
he's
before.
been
But yeah,
here.
you're exactly right. The Mets the veterans did not treat him very well. There was a really interesting story about that came out in the last like 5 years or so. That he was
had
like,
so much hype coming in. Yeah, there was, and those were the guys that were coming off the '86 title.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like Tim Tuffle was just like really respected in the clubhouse, and they didn't like Jeffries coming up to take his job.
Oh,
And there was a lot. He dealt with a lot of shit in there, and it's tough. Not a great situation at all. Underachiever, by the way. Yeah, 15.4 career WAR for Julio in 3 seasons.
Right.
That's pretty damn good.
At age 23, that's pretty great.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Card Deal says 22 high number. So that's unredeemed. You should just sell that to Jeff and I. I think that's what you should do with that. Absolutely.
Give us a call. That's exactly kind of what we were looking at getting. So.
Yeah, shoot us a message. Maybe we can trade you something really nice for that.
Yeah. Assuming
you like Jared Kelnick first Bowman base card.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're a big Jared Kelnick. This is breakout year card deal. This is breakout year. I'm sure you exactly want that. All right. Well, Dykstra, yeah, he had a time. He had a time for sure.
Yeah, Cardaholic. We're not shitting on Adley Rutschman by any means. He's a very good player, great defensively. But yeah, his bat disappeared for 4 months last year. I'm guessing he was hurt, probably with some minor hand or wrist injury, and we never knew about it because he went from being like a really good hitter to being a below league average hitter.
He was a one-dimensional player. Speaking of that, Chris, somebody else earlier asked about the Jimenez trade, the Andres Jimenez. Andres Jimenez? Is it Andres?
Yes.
On what we thought of it. And we had this conversation in a chat with our friend Short Print today. It's great if you like defense, but he's just been below average offensively the last 2 years. He had a great year, and then the last couple of years he's been bad. Not even just okay, but he's been actually bad offensively. So depends how much you value defense.
Yeah, there's probably a point. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. There is a point where a player's defensive ability, what the hell is it? Can make up for weak offense. And I would say that's where Jimenez lives. Like we're talking about platinum glove winner, like an absolutely incredible defender. And for a team like he went to the Blue Jays, yeah, I think they need someone like that who could really play like just lockdown defense. Like if you remember, like back in the 80s, even the early 90s, like a middle infielder that was in like Ozzie Smith, by the way, probably wouldn't even be a starter in baseball right now. But back in the 80s, like guys like that, they had jobs. Like we pulled, by the way, a Spencer Horwitz who he was traded for, like a rookie auto of his. I was just trying to find it.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
Dig that up. Oh.
Yeah, we got it right here. Yeah, here we go. We pulled this one out of our mini box or a compact box of Stadium Club. And I don't think he's still I think Cleveland traded him again.
They did already?
Yeah. I'm not sure where he ended up, but there was another trade after that. He's
filled
already
in nicely.
There.
Yes. And it depends about your roster construction, lineup construction, right? If you've got enough hitters, then great. You've got defense. And if you've got ground ball pitchers, especially, you want good infield defense. Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. Royale bring up Omar Vizquel for sure. He's a guy in that conversation.
Yeah. John here talking about Guerrero. Guerrero is one of the handful of the players I'm most excited to see next year, Jeff.
Agreed.
We're talking about a guy who in the middle of May made the adjustment we were all waiting for. He made it, and he was a top 10 hitter in baseball.
One of the worst Aprils in the big leagues, and everybody thought, well, he's completely done, and he made that adjustment, and he's just a hitting monster. And I mean, Prince Fielder, until he got hurt, had a pretty great career, but still his peaks haven't been where Vlad has been, OPS plus wise.
Yeah. Yeah, Vlad's OPS plus last year just about matched his breakout 2021.
Or he could have
You
won
just
the
have to
MVP.
put it in context with everything else, with the ballparks and with what the rest of the league is doing. He was just about as good. And now he's going into his walk year. It's going to be exciting in Toronto to see what he can do.
Exactly. And this is brought up before too. And M. Newbert is mentioning it again when we talked about Devers and possibly getting Soto around him. It's realistic to think about the possibility of getting Vlad in that lineup around there.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that's what they're waiting for. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to see the Red Sox not spend more money, but yeah, Guerrero could be the guy that they're waiting for.
Yeah, could be.
So for reference, in 2021, when Guerrero was second in the MVP with 48 home runs, his OPS plus was 167. So he was 67% better than the average player. Last year, it was 166. So he was 66% better. So basically,
and that was the year he played all those games in the minor league ballpark, and everybody said that's it. He could never hit at the Rogers Center, but he made that adjustment. He did.
Yeah. So he hit 323 last year with 30 home runs and 103 RBIs and a 940 OPS in a year when offense was largely down.
Yeah.
And he is also, by the way, I think he's a really interesting player because he came up so young. He will
doesn't like that fielder comparison.
Yes, he will be 26 on opening day next year. His birthday is in March, so he will turn 26 before the season.
Yeah, he's still so young.
Yes,
and Will
like
absolutely.
Soto.
I mean, we were talking about him in May, just like he's just got to get it going, and he did. So you're right. I believe he does listen to the podcast. Chris, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely, and he has 160 career home runs, Jeff. So if he could put together a 40 home run season in his walk year, he'll have 200 home runs before his 27th birthday.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of the stuff we said about Soto, we will be saying about Guerrero next winter.
Yeah,
if he can,
and his rate stats are great. Yeah, Sports Car Corey says he's almost got 1,000 hits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, almost 1,000 hits. Yeah, actually, let me pull that number up. So we talked about that in something else. Where is it? 905 hits. So yeah, he's going to blow by 1,000 hits.
Yeah,
he'll have 1,080 before he turns 27.
Yeah. Yep.
All he has to do, honestly, is keep the body in check, and it's easier said than done. But yeah, I hope Soderstrom isn't paying attention. I know we talk about Vanderberg a lot.
Maybe he'll want to send another signed card to go with our collection now that we're super collectors.
Wait, what is this? Sorry, Plumberman has a question here. I was trying to read and then it moved. Over under on the Kirby Puckett IP autographed Diamond Kings card. I literally just found in my old boxes.
You bought off eBay. Oh, in early days of eBay. I would say like a percentage. I'm giving maybe 10%.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to throw a number on there. I hope it's authentic for you.
Yeah. Send it in. Pay the $20. Send it in.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see Guerrero in a Red Sox. I want to see Guerrero with Devers. I feel like that's a fantastic combination. I want all those SPs of them together. I would love to see that.
It would be great if Trout was in there.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I want to be a fly on the wall. I know those conversations could happen. I want to see them happen. Yeah. Someone has to call the Angels and be like, "What's the deal? Will you listen? Does he want out?
What do you need to
leave?"
Hey, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jeff. It has been 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
I just want, we're gonna call it a night. For Christmas, our tradition here is we go up to Alaska with some friends of ours, and we sit in their house in the freezing cold with a fire burning. We get drunk and we watch Christmas movies. So I just want to mention some that we really like that maybe you guys haven't thought about in a long time, and to see what you guys think. So really quick, the first one, Long Kiss Goodnight. Written by Shane Black. This is a late 90s action movie with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
It is absolutely hilarious. Extremely watchable. It's a lot, and you'll recognize a lot of actors in there. That's quality.
I might have to watch that one this holiday season.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of it as a Christmas movie.
No, I'm trying to give you guys some unusual choices here.
Appreciate
Die
that.
Hard, obviously. Just Friends.
You have to watch Die Hard.
Yeah, Just Friends is a Ryan Reynolds movie pre-Deadpool, so before he really blew up. It's with him and Amy Smart and oh my God, I can't think of the other girl's name.
Is that where he's really big and then
yes,
like heavy?
yeah, The Rock ripped it off in a movie with Kevin Hart, like a fat guy who got thin. Why can't I think of the other girl's name? She was married to Chris Pratt. Anna Faris.
Oh,
Anna Faris. And this movie is hilarious. It's called Just Friends. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Thank you, M. Parsons. Close enough. Jeff can make sense of that. So can I. Yeah, highly recommend that one. That movie is great.
Okay.
Yes, Fat Suit Ryan singing 98 Degrees, I think. I'm sure M. Parsons can correct me on which boy band he sings. But yeah, Amy Smart, early 2000s card deal. Varsity Blues. Yeah. Okay. I know it's animated. Okay, but Arthur Christmas is definitely worth a watch. Jeff, I don't know. Have your kids ever seen that one?
No. Like Arthur the Aardvark?
No. Okay. No, Arthur in this case is a human of some kind. Might be elvish. But yeah, that's a great one. And we always watch the Jim Carrey Grinch. I feel like I mean, when it came out, it got a bad rap. People were saying like, they didn't like it.
Well, it's kind of scary for little kids at the time. So I think people were thinking, oh, take a little kid to see this. And I think people were running from the theater screaming.
Yes, that is a movie. My wife told me I embarrassed her because I laughed. I was laughing so loud in that theater. It was like a bunch of kids and then she and I was crying laughing at that movie. There is an amazing scene where he gets into a tiny little car. Anyway, if you haven't seen that one, you really, as an adult, you should give it another watch because a lot of the jokes are way above kids' heads. Way above kids' heads.
Okay.
Okay, I'm seeing some stuff in the Bad Santa's okay. It's funny and it's got some moments, but it's tough it's really tough to watch at times. It's funny though. It is.
I haven't seen Bad Santa since it came out.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, Elf is great. Elf holds up. And James Caan, by the way, hated Will Ferrell, and you can see it in every single scene that they're in. He's not acting. He's just really irritated. Gremlins Doc's cards. This is one I wanted to get into our rotation this year because I haven't watched Gremlins in a long time. And I do think Lethal Weapon should also count as a Christmas movie. Any movie that ends on or around Christmas, there's a Christmas tree.
That was mentioned.
That's a great movie. That's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think, what else do we watch? M. Parsons, what am I? Oh, A Christmas Story is great. Some of the writing in A Christmas Story is so good. My father worked in profanity the way other masters worked in clay. That's just a great line. And I think that applies to all of us can maybe not you, Jeff. I've met your dad. I think when he says heck, he feels bad about it. But that movie is fantastic. What else we got there? I enjoyed actually A Violent Night. We watched that last year, the David Harbour movie where he plays like a...
That's a recent one, isn't it?
Yes, that's a recent one. He plays a Santa Claus that's kind of like given up, and then he ends up in a Die Hard type situation. And John Leguizamo was in it.
Sounds good.
It's very watchable. Like if you imagine all of like the Santa's magic that you remember as a kid, but being used for violence.
What's it called? Violent Night?
A Violent Night.
Violent Night? Okay.
That one's pretty good. Instant classic, M. Newbert says, which I can appreciate it. I also really enjoy the Family Guy Christmas special where Stewie goes to the North Pole to kill Santa Claus. The songs in that are going to be drilled into your head forever. There's some good ones, but like there aren't great ones. I think that the first ever Simpsons episode is a Christmas one where they get Santa's Little Helper. That's pretty good. And there's another one where Bart wrecks their family photo at the Try and Save because he gets caught shoplifting. That one's good too. A Christmas Carol. Oh,
Scrooge.
Okay. Scrooge with Bill Murray is all right.
It's all right.
But A Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael Caine. I cannot recommend it strongly enough. It is spectacular.
He takes that very seriously.
Oh, he takes it so seriously, Jeff. He is acting the shit out of this.
Yes.
He threatens to kill Muppets. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
That movie is great. Home Alone is also, yes. Mookie Tilson, that's it. My father wove a tapestry of obscenity that, as far as we know, is hanging in space over Lake Michigan. Yeah, I mean, if you're not with your adult friends and one of you doesn't say, not a finger, then you're unfamiliar with the Christmas Story, and that makes me sad. But yeah, Home Alone is great. But I think as an adult, as you get older, you start to really feel bad for the robbers. Like when Daniel Stern puts his bare feet down on those glass ornaments, like, I can feel it. Anyone who's ever stepped on a Lego knows.
Yeah, my
exactly
kids have
the
just
pain.
discovered Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2 should be rated R. I am like, that is one of the most violent movies I have ever seen in my life. And how Marv is alive at the end of that movie just defies all logic.
Yeah, there's a lot in that one that defies logic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Get into it, but
Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas is really good. I consider that more of a Halloween movie, but yes, I like that one. Yes, must be Italian. One movie that I remember loving as a kid, Jeff, and then watching again as an adult and really questioning whether I'd suffered some sort of injury as a child that I don't remember was Ernest Saves Christmas. Did you ever see the Ernest movies?
I saw him, but I don't remember specifically Ernest Saves Christmas, but A. Plumberman threw that out.
Oh my God. We tried to watch that. I think it's on like Max or Netflix or something. And I was like, oh my God. How did I love this as a kid? Like, what was the matter with me?
He made a career out of that.
He did.
We've got some Ernest stands in the chat.
There's a great moment. I will say when he shows up at Vern's house with a tree and and he just accidentally destroys the entire house. And it turns out it wasn't even Vern's house. Like that entire scene is gold, like absolute gold. But the rest of the movie, there's like a homeless girl in his taxi cab and it just goes on and on. But yeah. All right. Ernest Scared Stupid is better. I will say, yeah. And Jim Varney, God bless him, man. He made Klaus is good. And we have friends that love Rise of the Guardians. About how Jack Frost, joins up with, some other, I don't know.
Like Avenger style.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I have to be full disclosure. I got to stop thinking about Ernest. Arthur Christmas, when I first saw it, I stopped watching it because I started to get like stressed out.
Oh no.
But on a second viewing, I realized it is great. There's a lot of like small jokes you don't get the first time. They're not meant for kids. But yeah, Arthur Christmas, I highly recommend that. And I think if you have a kid older than like 6, they would really like that too.
Older than 6. Okay. I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. Batman Returns. Yes. That's a great choice. There is a Christmas tree that gets lit with a corpse falling into it, if I'm not mistaken.
It's for kids too.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, we're going on. I'm sure your bladder's about to explode. So I want to save your garage.
Appreciate that.
The Rudolph claymation. That's it's interesting.
That upsets me as an adult.
Yeah.
I don't care for that at all. It's just without getting too I cannot handle the way the reindeer treat Rudolph. It's too much. Like I hate it.
It's absolutely brutal.
Yeah. I can't watch that one.
All right. Any final messages? We hope to see you guys before Christmas. Thanks, Mad City. Love Action. There you go.
Okay. Love Actually. Every time I watch it, Jeff, and we watch this one every year too, that Laura Linney doesn't just bang that dude. It defies all logic. Like just take your cell phone and throw it into the street. Your brother's not going anywhere. Like just bang that guy and then then go see your brother. Like there's just no reason for that not to happen. It drives us crazy every time we watch it. Even my like straight male friends are like, what I'd bang that guy and then get back to my brother. Like make that make sense. Make it make sense.
All right.
Very
so
frustrating.
in the remake, you're gonna offer some writing suggestions to change.
Oh yes. There'll be a graphic sex scene right there for sure.
All right. Well, very good. Yeah, we hope to see you guys before Christmas. Next week, Chris is going to be sleepless in Seattle, and hopefully we'll be with you guys.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to say we usually end our shows by saying like contact your parents, please. And it's December now, so all the more reason to get in touch with your family. But beyond that, one of a couple of our closest friends very recently, their cat passed away. So I want to add into this, like, pet your animals. Like, if you've never had a dog or a cat, maybe it seems crazy to think of how like emotionally devastating a pet's passing can be. But when you've had them, you understand it. So tonight, like in honor of us and in honor of our dear friend Milo, who recently passed away, please like just extra pets for your animals tonight. Please.
It's very timely, Chris. We were just talking about our cat Art today, who passed away on Christmas Eve last year. So it's our first Christmas without him here. And so don't take it for granted, because your pets are always there for you. They don't mind that you collect pictures of men on cardboard. They don't mind that you've had a bad day. So yes,
right.
Call your parents and give your pets an extra hug tonight.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
And as
sometime
promised,
next week,
we'll try to play us out.
Oh. Talking cards, you know the rest.
Are you packed yet for your trip, Chris?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Got plenty of time.
That's right.
Plenty of time.
Mostly I'm just
Thanks
packing
for
bourbon for up north, you know.